Fresh from the field. Sip and save. Repco. Big League Legends. Amy. Coca-Cola. Get caught red-handed. Mitre 10. Ultra-Tune. In tune with you and your car. And Medibank Private.
Welcome back to Colonial Stadium. Bright skies above. A lovely blue day here in Melbourne. A cool day. The roof, as you are fully aware, is open and will remain open. Just a few seconds ago, the toss was made, and a lovely gesture with Danny Southern coming over, wishing Nigel Smart all the best. Stephen Hanley is the umpire there for the toss. And Danny's final official engagement as far as footy is concerned, and he's gone out on a high because he's won the toss. And it's very interesting. I'll go down and welcome Dipper now. One, perhaps, to talk briefly about Danny Southern. He played a bit like you, Dipper, except you on a Brownlow. But the other thing is, winning the toss and kicking to that end with the shadows is very important.
It certainly is, and congratulations to the man, because it's always difficult to retire, but I'm sure he'll have a great career after his football. Yeah, look, there is a glare factor down there for both of the forwards and backs down there, because it cannot see the ball. I've actually been a centre-half forward up there. I've had to shield my eyes many, many times, so be aware of that fact. Unfortunately for Jarman, did come over here last night prepared to play. He went for a mark of trainer last night, landed awkwardly, and also just put a calf muscle there. So he might be 1 or 2 weeks there. The benches for Western Bulldogs, Garlick, Eagleton, Plunkton and Wiggins. And for the Adelaide Crows, McGregor, Kane Johnson, Cicerella, and I love this one. It's like the beer I drink. Styline, is it? Stegline.
I reckon you like Cigarella too. Now, Dipper, seriously, just before you go also, when will this ground virtually be covered in shadows?
I'd say we're halfway through the second quarter. We saw the Bulldogs and Kangaroos here last week in the same situation. The roof was open, but this glare factor is a major part. So just keep aware of that. For the viewers at home, you'll notice all the players shield their eyes as they're doing right now.
So it's a distinct advantage for the Western Bulldogs, and particularly their forwards going to the left of screen. So here we go. Such an important game of football for two sides aspiring to make the finals. Liberatore, McLeod. The big guns are in the middle early. Luke Darcy couldn't get an effective run at it. Goodwin's been playing very solid football in recent times. He applies the tackle, but has given away the free kick. So Romero's away. He runs his full distance. An ugly-looking punt. He'll say it was a perfect pass to Hudson, and Hudson's going to have a shot. 40 out, directly in front.
Well, it's a good start. Good start to get the ball that quickly out of the centre for the Bulldogs, and it's something that they'll be looking forward to today. Obviously, the Adelaide gave, I think it was, an 8-goal start to the Blues last week, so they'll be hoping to get a quick reply, and be hoping that Hudson doesn't kick this.
Well, he's pretty much this season on a par with last. He has kicked 28 so far this season and finished the year with 51 last year. Normally pretty good in front. And he's got the first for the day. The Dogs are on the board. Hudson has his first and is 432nd in his career.
It's also interesting that the same sort of start, Darcy, West, Libber and Romero in the centre there. And obviously if you get the ball out, you get a quick free kick and you just play on as quick as you can. And that's obviously what the Bulldogs are going to do today. They're just going to take a few risks. They did it last week against the Roos in the second half, and it won them the game.
Nice to welcome to the microphone Anthony Hudson, who is officially pumped for today's big game. Huddo, welcome.
Thank you, Sandy. Very much looking forward to it. Had the pleasure of watching the Bulldogs and the Kangaroos last week, and it was a ripper. This man, Rashudo, will have a big part this afternoon. We haven't really been able to see yet who's going to go on to him. One suspects it would be Romero or Liberatore.
You've got Romero there, Hutto.
McLeod also in the middle, so they'll have to watch him as well. And as Jim said, the starts of the Bulldogs have been well documented. They've been pretty poor, so they'll be looking, after kicking the first goal, to build on that. Romero getting them deep inside 50. Bassett getting back. Takes the mark and straight away get things moving. James up to the wing. Biglands running wide of Darcy. Takes the mark. He also wants to move it quickly over Caven's head. Croft, who doesn't take the mark. Last week he had Carey. Gets support from Curley. Too high, though. And the free kick going the way of Todd Curley, who was pretty good last week against the Kangaroos, as they all were. The switch is on. Although the kick wasn't all that penetrating, Brown able to take the mark, but really doesn't have much further up the ground. He goes by hand, and that wasn't great, but Liberatore has the mobility to get away from Marsh and spots up Contessa through the middle of the ground. He can take them on now. Back to Liberatore. So Liberatore and Ramiro busy early. Rowan Smith starting forward, couldn't take it. Smart, and that's a floating hand pass and a good one onto the wing, and will allow Adelaide to go forward through Connell. Penetrating kick, McLeod in good position. Plenty of Bulldogs around him to make the spoil. Edwards clean bowled him. He might have the job on West. Vardy, real chance. Didn't want to go for goal. He had McLeod in support. And McLeod's dribbling kick is a pretty good one, but not quite good enough. And a behind on the board. So Adelaide on the board with that point. And the Western Bulldogs are 1 goal straight.
Just a couple of the key matchups. Krediuk is picking up Vardy, and Vardy obviously didn't even have 1 shot on goal last week, so there's a bit of pressure on him, and Caven's got Croft. And down the other end, obviously, Libber in the middle on Goodwin and McLeod on Robbins.
Well, Vardy, some may say, then is due for a bag. That's a poor kick out by Curly. Welsh has it. Vardy's got 33 goals for the season, and Scotty Welsh is their other contributor in front. 37 goals, 24.
You see Scotty win again, starting down the back line on Marsh. Played a bit on McKernan last week.
Welsh from just inside 50. Starting at right and staying in that direction for another behind.
Do you think, Jimmy, it'll be a case of Biglands and Darcy running together and Wind and Marsh, at least for a while?
Yeah, I'd say they'll start with that, but you know, Terry Wallace tends to just put in who he needs. If he thinks he needs an injection in the centre, he'll stick in Darcy.
Curly, kick had to be pinpoint accurate, and it was, to Brad Johnson. Johnson's certainly given them plenty of spark in recent times. Finds Matthew Croft. He's on centre wing. Croft swings around now, looks in towards half forward. Big pack of players there, including Bartlett. Couldn't take the mark. Could have been some illegal handling going on there. And it's going to go the way of the Crows.
Important job for Bartlett today. He really has to stand up at centre forward and give them a contest.
Playing on quickly was David Gallagher. Goes to the outer side. Crows too will be looking to get on the board very early. As I said, there's no Sean Wren. He played with West Adelaide yesterday, and they're just keen for him to find a little bit of form. And no Darren Jarman. Robrin is going to have to be quick. Eventually gets his kick up towards half forward. Dogs had the 2 front spots, and the big man is caught at the back, and he's going nowhere, Big Ben Marsh.
You see, they had a free man in the goal square there, and if he had got free, Scott Welsh was all on his own.
40 metres out. Wine tries to repel the Crows' attack. Liberatore ripped to the ground. He needs support and needs it badly. McLeod tries to lock it in there. Scotty Welsh over the top, and so too is Scotty West. And we've got another ball up. 4 points in it early on.
Danny, I see Ben Hart now moving to the forward line. Might be playing that loose half-forward role. Unusual to see him in that position.
Yeah, well, he started off on Rowan Smith.
Brad Johnson. Oh, his hand pass has gone straight to McLeod. But he's away to the left and well wide, out of bounds on the full.
I think you'll find that Ben Hart will come back up on Smith, but Smith and Brown are trying to play as 2 full forwards. Brown kicking, I think, about 2 or 3 goals last week.
So Luke Darcy, who was outstanding in the second half of the Dogs last week against the Kangaroos. Matthew Dent was going to hand pass then to Curley. Called on Dimatina, who was best of field last week. Was the option from half back. Now has to be pinpoint with the pass to Hudson. Smart had the height. Ramiro in support though, and they'll get away. Dimatina another possession. A handball which is quite creative from a tight situation. Ramiro high. This is Penny. He's from behind. He was outnumbered. Robrin in front. Good shepherding allows Gallagher in. Left foot kick, as you saw, wasn't flash. West hasn't seen it yet. Caven still won't let him look at it. Gives it to Edwards, who's a valuable player for them. Out wide to half forward. Now Vardy. Gets just outside 50. It's an open square. It's a big, big, long kick. It was a beautiful long kick. And unfortunately, behind, he was still running back celebrating. Didn't realise that it hit the post. 3 behinds Adelaide, and the Bulldogs are 1 straight 6.
Already we're seeing just Adelaide's ability to counter-attack from that half-back line. Really, really impressive so far.
Wonderful kick from Vardy, but just getting a poor spin. And breaking back onto the post for another behind. Adelaide's 3rd. But they've had the bulk of the ball since the opening 30 seconds when the Dogs get the only goal. Oh, that's a big fly. Fine mark taken by Biglands. He's had to shoulder a lot of the big man work because of injury problems. Kicks in towards full forward again. The danger men are there, including McLeod, but it's Johnson who takes the hand pass and steams out of defence, trying to set something up, going in towards the middle. It's going to be okay. Luke Darcy is there, shows plenty of agility. They've got it inside 50. The lead was on. It's a poor kick, however. Hudson was interfered with by Smart. He plays on, grabs Rashudo, keeps the ball in the area, locks up out. Well done, Roboy. We're going to bounce just inside 50, and Rowan is not happy.
Well, it was worth having another look at, wasn't it?
Tell you what, he's giving Ray Kelsey plenty here. Well, it's that thing called prior opportunity, Jim, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, and it would have been hard done by.
Yeah.
Obviously, he tried to disrupt the tackle, but he didn't really have a chance.
Oh, Ray looks pretty happy. Still chatting away. Scotty West and Tyson Edwards just introducing themselves for the afternoon's entertainment. Hudson, meantime, needs someone in the pocket, but it's all Adelaide Crows, taken by Bassett.
It wasn't one of Ray's best bounces with that one either, was it?
He's a bit flustered still.
Shocker.
So Adelaide able to work the ball across the outer side. Hart, the target, but it wasn't a great kick. Smith put the pressure on Ramiro, able to just work it up. He goes again. There was a fair bit of pressure on there. Brown steadies off his left, looks good. Crowd cheering at home. Bulldogs' second goal.
From the director of Gladiator, Demi Moore as you've never seen her before.
I'm going to go through with this.
Recruited as a test case, she'll join the world's most elite military command, where most men fail.
No woman's going to last a week.
If she survives, it'll be a victory for women everywhere.
I'm not playing games.
But what she doesn't know is she's been set up to fail.
There's a lot of people who don't want to see you finish.
Sexy superstar Demi Moore. The premiere G.I. Jane tonight on 7.
Paul DiMartino.
Yeah, he hobbled off, boys, and not happy about it either. And look, he's been in great form the last 2 weeks. Look, I don't think we'll see him the rest of the game. We'll catch up the news with it.
That could be a major blow, Dipper, so see what you can find out as Darcy tried to get it at Liberatore. Biglands sockers it up towards the half-forward line. Crows still looking for their first. Connell ripped off the footy. Going to be paid it. Matty Connell, best and fairest at the club.
Yeah, they're working on his hamstring down here, so keep up to date.
A bitter blow for DiMartino, who's been in scintillating form. Connell's kick up towards the half-forward line. Marsh had front spot, unable to complete the mark. Liberatore, he's like a little pit bull, isn't he? Gets in there and rips him to the ground. And we'll have another bounce.
They're getting some good drop of the ball, Adelaide, in their forward line, but they're just not capitalising on it.
I was going to say, I wouldn't like to be an Adelaide forward the way they're bringing it in, Jim. They're kicking it pretty high and scrappy, aren't they?
Still working on DiMartino, as you can see there. So it looks as though he could struggle to take any further part in the game, and that could be terrible. Tyson Edwards went through then as if there was no tomorrow, but then lost it, and they've pounced on that and almost buried it in the turf here at Colonial.
Took his teammate out there.
Shades of Friday night here when a couple of Collingwood players collided with the hip and shoulder.
That's DiMartino being worked on. 9 points the margin. How frustrating that must be, Jim, so early in a game.
And his form's been so good the last.
I mean, not that you know you hardly ever missed one. Tyson Edwards in towards full forward. A bit of a shove, and it's been noticed on Matthew Croft. And it could be a costly one too, as Peter Caven recently back in this Crows lineup.
Sandy, he did a great job last week on Lance Whitnell. Came on the second half, and for someone who's had to battle injury and an accident in the off-season.
Point blank range for the Crows first. And he's got it.
Tôi đến Old Trafford bởi vì tôi phát giác ra một tiếng động rất là kỳ cục ở cái máy xe của tôi. Nó kêu tích tích tích. Tôi nói cho họ biết điều đó và họ bảo là cái bộ phận tappers đang có một chút trở ngại. Tôi cần cái xe của tôi sửa trong một ngày, nhưng họ chỉ sửa mất có vài tiếng đồng hồ thôi. They are that good. They understand.
We see DiMartino down there. Look, it's definitely not a hamstring, a bad hamstring injury. It's a spasm in there. That's why they're rubbing it and not nicing it. So you might be seeing him back on the ground later, boys.
Biglands giving Edwards first use under fierce pressure from Bartlett and penalised advantage. Now, there was no real advantage for the Bulldogs at Geelong yesterday. That would have been pulled back. Advantage now, though, goes their way, and a flying shot might have been Creddy or Robbins. Robbins has had a flying shot. It's a beauty.
It's a pretty impressive kick for goal from out there. But I got to go back to the tackle on Eagleton. It should have been wrapped up. It basically got a bump. He falls over, the ball bumbles free, and there's so many Bulldogs players there. Let's just see here. First tackle was good. Free kick in the centre.
Well, I don't think this was actually advantage. He ended up kicking the ball in very scruffy fashion.
But have a look at here.
Yeah, Eagleton.
Robram, he should have just grabbed Eagleton and not allowed the ball to come free. But when you got the ball going forward, looks of fortune sometimes, and that's what happened there.
So the Doggies holding the early advantage. Darcy sets himself as they lead by 9 points. Darcy and Biglands coming over the top. Tyson Edwards almost taken high initially. Rashudo has yet to get into it. Scotty West right there with him at the bottom of the pack.
He's doing well in there, Biglands. They're just not capitalising on his taps.
Tries to go over the top of Darcy again. Credior hand pass is okay. The Dogs have got the first, well, 3 goals at the moment. Bassett taken to the line. Nigel Smart is right there with him and doing the hassling with Trent Bartlett.
Just going back to that throw up there and the bounce, Biglands was able to get the ball over the back, but there was no one there, so obviously the communication in there is not quite good at the moment.
Just in the Dogs attacking zone. Let's see what happens with Darcy trying to flick it over the back. Biglands couldn't take it. Chance now for Tyson Edwards. Take it from James Byrne up towards right half forward. At the back, an opportunity for the Dogs, but unable to hold his footing was Adam Contessa initially. He finishes up being unceremoniously dumped over the line. Darcy again with Biglands. Darcy continues to hold front spot. Could be a Liberatore free kick there, held. And he didn't have possession. Been a wonderful player, hasn't he? 243 games. Oh, Bartlett a fine one-hander. Now a chance for the Dogs to go inside 50. He looks up towards the pocket. There was some pushing and shoving. That could be a mark. It's not going to be paid. Taken to ground is Andrew Crowell.
Yeah, that was a mark if I've ever seen one.
Worth having another look at that one because it certainly looked good and Dogs fans not happy.
He had control over that if you have a look here.
You could see Brown saying, I think you're kidding, or something to that effect. However, he hasn't been paid. The game goes on. Biglands slaps it over the back. Contessa tries to force his way through. Burns got him. And we've got another bounce.
You see the difference when they've got a half forward that can stand up. Bartlett took that mark out here and was able to get it inside 50, and it makes a huge difference for the Bulldogs when they've got people that can contest in that line.
With Darcy in front, Eagleton got through. He took them all on, and he was a bit off balance. He swung it back a long way. Not far enough. That would have been a goal and a half, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, he's an exciting player. I saw him kick, I think it was 7 goals one day here about 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
And he was just on fire. I don't think they actually won, but...
James Edwards, who's had the job so far on Scotty West. There's been a fair bit going on around the ball as players trying to get to their matchups their coach want. James spears it into Crowell. He looks up. Most of the targets a long way up the ground are manned up, so he goes short instead. And that's okay. Welsh a long way from home. Marsh and Wind at the top of the square. That's where it goes. And he's getting good support back there, Scotty Wind. Luke Darcy chipping in to take the mark. Quick with a kick, and Brown. Plenty of Bulldogs on that outer side. Livers about 5 metres in front of him, and so is Jose Ramiro. So they can clear a path for Nathan Brown. And he goes a long way. He kicked almost to the umpire at centre half forward. And Nigel Smart was there to clean up. So on the rebound, Connell under pressure. Didn't do it all that well, really, Adelaide. Then Smart said, I'll do it myself. Takes them on again and really sends it long towards full forward. Welsh and Curley. Good defence from Curley. Got support. Robbins. Too much on it, out on the full. And the shot for goal, or at least potential shot for goal.
There's a lot better play there, though. They just got the ball in long and deep. It's a very dangerous ball for a backman.
McLeod just setting it up. Caven one-on-one. Croft in good position that time.
Well, there's your professional push again. Just both hands on the back, just pulling it down.
Just an edge out, that one, Jimmy. That was all right. Dent takes it out of defence onto the wing. Didn't quite get enough on it. Eagleton standing up, getting a good shot from Gallagher, who had Crowell in support, ignored him, and almost paid the penalty to half forward. Bartlett again, he went to ground, and it's over the line and out of bounds. So 3-1 plays 1-3. 7.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter.
When I say professional, I mean it in the sense that it's just well calculated. You know, he's just enough to get away with it.
Darcy again in front. He may go again, the big man, and does. Try to take it from Connell. West flicks it out the back door towards Contessa. Has to be quick as he gets a centering kick in towards Hudson. Smart is right there with him. Romero's waiting down in front. Gets away from Byrne and gives it to Hudson. They're going across the ground at the moment. That's a little more direct. Beautiful kick to Johnson, who's going to have a shot. 49 out.
Kick it from there.
No, he's going to go short. Brown had just chipped into the little hole there. And this time he shows it to the umpire and says, well, you'll pay that one, won't you? It was a mark. And he's going to have a shot. Already has one, Nathan Brown, and he has this for his 50th career goal.
We got a lot out of Brown and Johnson last week in that goal square.
He's a good young player, this boy, isn't he? He's a good young player, and he's kicked it. He's got his 50th career goal.
The dinosaurs are coming. Just collect the coupons in the advertiser and Sunday Mail. Take them to your newsagent and get your free, ready-to-assemble dinosaur model cutouts. Plus a free Jurassic landscape poster. But hurry, before they all disappear.
Good start by Nathan Brown. 3 kicks, couple of goals. And again, they open up a little break as Biglands tries to go to Rashudo. West broke the tackle very, very easily. Gave it to Romero. Jose looks inside 50 again. Brown's lurking at the front. Here he comes, ripping into it now. Smart is there as well. So too is Hart. And it's going to be Hart that gets it away. Robert, you're under the pump. Backpedaling at a rapid rate. Finally finds Matty Connell. And Connell will steady the ship going towards centre wing. Here's courage from Darcy backing into the pack. It's a fine mark.
Well, he really had nothing on offer coming out, so Dent gets the kick. And that's a beautiful pass. Hudson leading. Loose man in the pocket was Brown again. And, well, that was poor, wasn't it? When Connell came out of defence, he had nothing to go to. He just bombed it onto the wing.
No, definitely, because Biglands came forward short, as you'll see him at the top of the screen there, and they just bypassed him.
Well, they've got some young players back in defence, really, Adelaide, haven't they, with big jobs. Gallagher at the moment on Brown as he comes through and puts through another one. 5 for the Dogs.
Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to the city, please?
Oh, yeah. Keep going straight until you see a sip and save and turn left. Now, you make a right past the sip and save on the corner. You turn left there. Now, there's another sip and save a bit further on. You'll know you're on the right road because you see a big sip and save sign. Don't turn there, just follow straight through and you're pretty much in the city centre. Then again, if you want to go the quick way, turn right at the sip and save.
So 5-1-31, the Western Bulldogs. And we see the Adelaide coaching box, and we'll see whether...
Smart's now going back.
They've made a change already. Smart back to fullback on Brown, which is an interesting matchup in itself from a height point of view. Johnson gets the Dogs going again to centre half forward. A bouncing ball. Penny, terrific hands. And Ramiro for goal number 6. What about that for a start for the Bulldogs?
Well, I think these are the nightmares of coming back for Adelaide. Carlton kicked 8 last week in the first quarter. Just doesn't look, it looks like the Bulldogs are going to kick 8 this quarter. Just a good movement through the centre, and Penny doing a really good job at centre forward, just getting his hands free to be able to get that ball out to Romero. But Adelaide just can't allow players in the middle that just stream through them like that.
No, they're going to find themselves playing catch-up footy again. So we go back into the centre. Romero, as you can see, completing that in elementary fashion. Back from the middle now. Burn around the body.
That's panic football there.
Crows want to couple rapidly. There's under 5 minutes remaining for the quarter. Contest has given a bit of a run thanks to Scotty West, did some good shepherding work. Darcy shows plenty of agility. The left footer will go in towards half forward. This has got to be very good, this kick. Just dropped a little short, and Bassett.
Great mark.
Did well. Going with the flight of the ball. Maybe can set something up here. Marsh couldn't take it. Johnson taken away from him by Matthew Robbins, who's already kicked the goal. Robbins is on the outer side. Eludes the big man. But in so doing went over the line. And we've got another throw.
Marsh is in the ruck now, Jim.
Yeah, and I was going to say Darcy's over on one wing taking a mark, and Marsh gets an opportunity to do the same and drops it. You just can't do that.
Doggies winning it out of the middle, as you can see. Marsh, Darcy, the former having front spot. McLeod bouncing it in towards the 50 in the attacking zone, chopped off by Croft. They've looked pretty sharp, the Dogs. Croft, flat-looking punt kick up towards Brown and Smart, and I reckon that's Nigel Smart's footy. He plays on to Bassett, who'll give it back to him. He's still on half-back. Sneaks away from Bartlett and then kicks into the sunshine. You can see the players there. Matty Connell in particular just having trouble with that ball coming out of the shade. He goes in towards Biglands and co in the forward line, but again Croft is there, repelling another attack. Away he goes to Liberatore. He'll come across to Darcy. They've got a break on centre wing now. He needs someone running, and he's got him too in Steve Crediel. Crediel gives it back to Luke Penny. Penny looks towards half forward. That's a poor kick. Poor kick indeed, taken by Peter Caven.
Well, Adelaide's disposal is terrible at the moment. Robbins on the rebound. Brown again.
Now, how many's he kicked from that spot?
Well, he's just about kicked them all, hasn't he? From that side.
Yep.
He's got 3 goals.
And Brad Johnson saying, well, you better kick it now.
From 50. He says no worries about that. No problems at all. That's 4 for Brown.
Monday night, come face to face with a powerful monster that instills terror and fear. Beware the avalanche in Storm Force. Monday night, 7:30. At 8:30 on Ally McBeal, Nell quits the firm.
I hired her to steal from her old firm. She ends up stealing from me.
And look who else is going. Ally McBeal, Monday night, 8:30. Then at 9:30 in the practice.
It's over.
Not yet.
One last chance to save an innocent man. Channel 7, the one to watch Monday night.
7-1 to 1-3. And as Jimmy said, this is exactly like last week for Adelaide.
Smother.
West, Ramiro, they've all been terrific out of the middle. And they've had a free rein to just drive the ball forward. Penny lets it go, thumping it away, Caven. Hudson, who kicked the first one, and then has largely watched on as Brown and co have destroyed Adelaide. Ramiro takes the mark.
They've kicked 4 goals in the last 6 minutes, and Brown's got 3 of those.
It's crazy. They brought Caven now back. They brought McLeod on the ball.
Marsh is off the ground.
Just trying to do anything to just stop the onslaught. McGregor's gone on Darcy.
I think the move of Caven back into defence is probably a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got to do something there.
Some experience back there.
And Romero, he's had 10 possessions.
Well, we thought he was lining up on Rashudo, but he hasn't had to worry too much. The kick from Ramiro, as you can see, doesn't travel the distance required. Here's Brown again. Will he try for number 5? No, he didn't. Got the handball out instead. Robbins has already kicked one. That's not a great kick. And Edwards able to take the mark and just ease the situation. But again, he's kicking to a 1-on-2 situation. Connell knocked it down. This is Contessa from the Johnston handball. He just drives it into the square. Brown again's in front. Smart. Got the ball to ground. Hudson just over the top of it. Eagleton waits. Smart goes. Had plenty of numbers at the ball that time, Adelaide. Good work from Goodwin just to grab the ball cleanly. Connell's had a bit of the footy. Haven't always found targets. That time he does. Gets Bassett. And so Adelaide can this time, hopefully from their point of view, work the ball And that's what they're doing at the moment, and try and get it forward with some clean disposals as Edwards kicks it out wide to half-back.
A minute remaining in this quarter, and the Crows would be desperate for something. It goes over the head of Hart up towards Robran. He's got to beat a couple, and what's he got down forward? Driving hand pass may set up something here inside 50. The kick is long, but look at Croft getting back on this ball now, and he takes it with absolute ease. They seem to have most bases covered at the moment, not necessarily all of them. That kick too wide.
It was a much better setup from Adelaide's point of view. They took their time bringing it out, found some players free instead of Edwards just before, like, playing on for a mark in the back pocket and kicking to a 1-on-2.
30 seconds they've got to score in this first term. Biglan's with a poke with a fist. Connell ripped to the ground and loses the footy.
They brought McGregor on and they put him up forward in all the reshuffling, Jim.
Yeah, it was on Darcy just before.
So the Crows somewhat shell-shocked, and so too their fans that are here at Colonial. They've seen the Dogs pile on 7 goals. They've answered with just 1.
Oh, look
West
at that.
and Rashudo. No, that wasn't very subtle. Johnson ricochets off Biglan's. Well, it matters not because the siren has sounded. An excellent quarter of football from the Western Bulldogs. They have shot away and said to the Adelaide Crows, well, for the rest of this game, you are playing catch-up football. They've booted 7, the Dogs. Nathan Brown has 4 of those. Singles to Paul Hudson, Matthew Robbins and Jose Romero. And what do you think of this, Jimmy?
Well, the two of them are fighting for front position. Obviously, Rashido's a little bit stronger. But one player in there, though, Darcy, he's been terrific this quarter, taking 5 marks, and Brown, obviously, with his 4 goals.
Adelaide's only goal coming from Peter Caver. And there it is at quarter time. The Bulldogs, 7-1, 43, leading Adelaide, 139. Bulldogs like lightning out of the block, 7-1, 43. Nathan Brown strolling into goal on 4 occasions and not missing once. Adelaide is 139.
The Coca-Cola AFL Premiership Season 2000. Proudly brought to you by Victoria Bitter. Mitsubishi Magna V6. One drive in your hood. McDonald's. McCatch, match and win. And Telstra. Making life easier.
Gary Ayres was doing a bit of finger pointing but seemed pretty calm. But look at the support staff of the Crows. Jimmy Steins has had the calculator out and it added it up. There are 24 support staff surrounding those players at the moment. One of them is Daryl Hart. Here he is with Dipper Dip.
Daryl, a very poor start to that quarter.
Yeah, look, Darcy was really good in the ruck, and our big blokes didn't play on him as we thought. So they were very good, and their use of the ball was terrific. We had some chances early, but hit the post. But the boys have just got to get back at winning the ball.
And the possession rate out of the middle at the moment, the Dog is right in front there.
Yeah, they've dominated through there. So the thing is, there's 3 more quarters, so we can chip away, but we have to be competitive in the middle first.
Any major changes?
No, Kenny McGregor will keep the young kid on Darcy. He got a kick against him at the end, and that's the closest we'd sort of been to him.
Good on you, Daryl. Enjoy the rest of the game, mate.
Big ask for the young man from Woodville, West Torrens, and Gary Ayres, as I said earlier, doing a little bit of finger pointing during the break and saying, boys, let's use the old noggins. We're playing catch-up footy now. We're behind the 8 ball. Let's see if we can get it together. Nice to see Ron Evans here at the footy today. Wayne Jackson is also here, and we are set to go in the second quarter. 34 points is the margin. Going to be a big challenge for young McGregor, just 19 years of age, but he did very well. Scotty West, however, rips it out of the middle towards Romero again. He had it on a string in the first quarter. This time goes back to West, in towards right half forward. McLeod defends to Nigel Smart. Smart out of the shadows. Tumbles a punt back towards the middle of the ground. Caven couldn't take it cleanly. It comes towards Croft. The hand pass was from Matty Robbins over the head of Liver and away to Rowan Smith. Look at him dash clear. Oh, you've just about gone too far, oh boy. Still going. Scotty West. Long in towards goal. Which way will it bounce? Away to the right and one behind.
Well, it's really interesting that Daryl Hart was talking about just winning the ball in the middle. And they haven't done that yet. As we see West again getting on the ball, they got the last centre bounce clearance. And really, that's where they've got to start to show, fly the flag, and even if they can slow the game right down, Adelaide.
Hart goes to Bassett, back towards centre wing. Big pack of players there. No one able to complete the mark. Sock it off the ground. Down towards Crowley's clean bowl. The door opens for Rowan Smith. He pokes it a little in towards the defensive area. Cops a decent old shove in the back. And it's been picked up by umpire Ray Kelsey. The man with the flashing eyes says you've got a free kick.
Yeah, it was a bit...
it was going to be deliberately out of bounds almost, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was silly just pushing him in the back.
Smith from the back pocket. Long towards centre wing. Robin at the back with a roundhouse left. Smashes it straight to Liberatore in front. In towards Bartlett. Broad under the ball. Now he's got to go back and try and surge it forward. Burns stopped him. Darcy, good control. But McGregor's right there with him. Well done by Ken McGregor. Over the top goes Eagleton. He asks the question. The ball comes away. Back towards Connell and co. But it's going to be chopped off. And a timely mark by Luke Penny.
Goes out very wide. Dent just a touch of the fumbles. And now it's out of bounds. Not deliberately. And we'll see a throw in.
Vardy coming off, boys, and Kane Johnson gets his first run.
Gee, I'm staggered that Kane Johnson's been on the bench the whole time. That is a big surprise to me.
I agree, particularly when they need some people to run around the middle of the field.
Liberatore. I haven't seen a lot of the Crows in the last few weeks, but when I have seen them play, Kane Johnson's been a pretty important player for them. 7-2-44 to 1-3-9, and boy, do they need players such as Johnson to stand up from here. Darcy causing them havoc. But Bassett doing, oh, he's going to be in trouble here. He's been pinged. Now, he will be very angry with that because that's a great smother. And I think the ball rushed through for a behind in the end.
If we have a look at that again, I'm sure he handballed that ball clear.
He can't believe it.
He's saying he did.
It did look like it, didn't it?
Yep.
Well, luckily for Nathan Bassett, they get out of it.
Yeah, that was a handball.
It was very quick.
As he saw it down coming at the last second.
We might come back to it. That whole passage of play was interesting. He's involved again, Bassett onto the wing. That's a good-looking kick. And Rodman marking it unopposed. Now, Caven's loose in the forward line. It would have to have been a good kick. Didn't go for him in there. Went for Welsh instead. That's a terrific spoil by Curley. He's pretty well matched up, I think, on Welsh. Oh, West. Well tackled. McGregor going in hard. Welsh riding the back there. They're going to put a fair bit of pressure on Scotty West. He's the #1 in the league for disposals, and I think Rashudo's #2. So let's have another look at this from a different angle. Well, he did handball it, didn't he? He did handball it. It was one of those little, where both arms were moving sort of handballs.
A little Jeff Farmer special.
Yep. Free kick paid, and goes to Scotty Welsh. Too far out to score. Gee, wasn't high percentage with the kick. Bigland's presented himself, but couldn't do much with it. And they'll get out of it again, the Dogs. West going out towards the boundary. Darcy, who has had 5 kicks, 2 handballs, 5 marks, and has helped control things from their hit-out point of view.
They just don't seem like they know what they're doing when they bring it in forward. Like, they've got tolls down there. I reckon they should take all their tolls off, just play with a small forward line, Adelaide. Maybe have one exposed at full forward and see if they can get something happening there.
Johnson kicks the ball towards the boundary line. And it's out of bounds. Well, we know comebacks are not impossible. We've seen them, and the Dogs are specialists at it.
Steglon about to come on for the Crows.
So they're just outside 50, McGregor and Darcy. And McGregor's at least giving Darcy a bit of a physical contest, although Darcy escaped again with that one. West, lovely little kick. Floated it to Ramiro, who fumbled it somewhat surprisingly, but just helping it on. Byrne through the sunlight, having to go out very wide. Connell off the left. Oh, bouncing one. Rashudo had to give quickly. Did. Smart. This is a little better. A bit of movement out wide in front of Wells. He's got it. Well, he's just about a one-man show at the moment, isn't he, Scotty Welsh in the forward line?
Yeah, and it was a much better kick because he actually kicked it to the strong side. You know, at least where he could hold his opponent between himself and the ball. As you see here, Smart coming through, but just kicked it long and deep. Got it across. There was a spare man dropping back. I think Croft was there. And just gave him a chance, Welsh.
Crowell off. Stendine on for the Crows. More importantly, the kick at goal from Scotty Welsh is excellent.
Turn that problem-shaded garden into a vibrant, colourful landscape with these amazing water-saving plants. And creating the perfect rose.
And taste just wonderful.
Belinda's secrets revealed on Better Homes, Tuesday, 7:30. Then at 8. Feel like adventure? Then you can't beat Tassie for an unforgettable holiday experience.
There is so much more to this place than just awesome scenery.
And discover why Aussie tourists have made Penang the place to go on the Great Outdoors, Tuesday.
Scotty Welsh getting his first for the day, his 38th for the season. And just maybe providing the spark that Adelaide so desperately needs. Edwards and West battling at the bottom of the pack. Still in the middle.
It's about possession rates too, Sandy. I mean, Andrew McLeod, if he can pick up his game, Goodwin, of course, James, Edwards, if these guys get their hands on the ball, they can certainly move the ball around.
No, it's not the end of the world yet, Dipster. Scotty West and Rashudo now Stephen Hanley is the umpire in question now.
Well, look at that off the ball.
Keep an eye on that, boys. Things
It's
are
good,
starting
though.
to warm up a bit.
It's good because that's what Adelaide need to do, create a contest.
Fire up, Robrin towards Connolly. He's going to get a free kick.
And now they're starting to play in front.
Amazing how a game can change, Jim. Nigel Smart looks towards full forward. 1-2 grabs. It's not a mark. West pounces on it once again. Gets himself through some very heavy traffic. Then calms it down. Kicks towards the half-back line. McLeod almost plucked it from behind. Unable to do so. It finishes over the line. And we've got another throw.
So that would have been very important and crucial if they had been able to mark that. I think it was Bigland. It would have been a great timely goal just when they were getting a bit of spark in the midfield.
He almost took it too, didn't he?
Yeah. Darcy, McCaw trying to charge his way through.
Oh!
It was a bit high.
Well, which way was it high?
Gee, I reckon that's a very interesting one.
Have a look.
Look at Rashudo. That's with that left arm.
The old don't argue.
And the crowd here have just seen that on the screen. And listen to that.
Well, they need someone to fire them up, and Rashudo seems to be doing a good job about it. He's obviously a bit upset. West is getting a bit of the footy.
It's his first kick for the day coming up, Rashudo. 4 handballs.
And West has had 11.
Garlic back on the ground. He's been a fantastic player this year, though, Rashudo. Sort of player that would poll well in the Brownlow medal, one would think. 46 metres out. He has pushed it across the face of goal, and Scotty Wine making sure that it's going to be slapped over the line. But no addition to the score. A throw in the left forward pocket.
I just don't think they're getting a return from Biglands at full forward.
Going to contest with Wine, who again pushes down in front. Dent has taken to the line.
Brad Johnson running with Rashudo at the moment, but there's a lot going on off the ball. There's no doubt about that. Libba's still on Goodwin.
Wine pushed underneath it. Bigland's almost dropped it. Trying to get through was Matty Robbins. Kicked the goal in the first quarter. Contests hand pass, squashed. Gee, Nigel Smart working really hard. Well done, Nigel Smart. Kane Johnson couldn't control it. Comes back once again towards Robbins. He gets a tumbling punt towards Garlick. Will be taken towards the line by Hart. Oh, Hart did beautifully, backpedaling. Going back towards half forward, and Tyson Edwards off to Nigel Smart, who's playing pretty well. Smart 60 metres from home. A high drop punt in towards full forward. Croft couldn't get a handle on it. It's taken over the line by Crediuk, and we've got a behind.
Just different sort of footy now Adelaide are playing. You watch when the ball hits the deck, they've got 3 and 4 players following up, whereas before they just didn't have anyone.
And interesting, Nigel Smart has been prepared to leave Nathan Brown and go up the ground, and a runner now going out to Nathan Brown, and I suspect it will be follow him down.
Yeah, Brown sensational in the first quarter with 3 goals in 5 minutes and finished the quarter with 4. Johnson chipping in towards half forward. An opportunity once again now with the Dogs. Curley! 3 grabs and he's got it. directly in front.
It's a bit too easy. After having all the play and attacking for that long, and then suddenly to turn the ball over.
And has been arguably this club's most accurate in front of goal this year. 7 without a miss. Distance may test him here. So you wrap him up like that.
Good
This is what
stats,
normally
Andy.
happens.
He's still without a miss.
Yeah,
He seems to go down.
You get a replay of that. You notice the way he ran at the goal. He actually went sideways.
Yeah.
A lot of players do that though, Dipper, when they're trying to get a bit more distance and they feel they may not make the distance.
Chris Grant enjoying his afternoon tea. Still in the danger zone as far as the Crows are concerned. Curley says, I missed the first one and I missed the second one. Now he does have a blemish. 7-1.
Interesting that Curley's gone forward though, because he was playing on Welsh at the other end of the ground. I think Crediuk's gone on to Welsh now.
Here's that kick again, as Dipper's mentioned. But I think it was more, he didn't drop it very well.
We should give him a Gaelic football, eh?
Well, we'll be looking for a few players at the moment, Dipper.
So 30 points the margin here at Colonial. Bassett. Well, going to the outer side. Darcy's going to go up and try and spoil. Robin was in that pack. McLeod. He spotted Connell out of the corner of his eye. Couldn't get it to him though. Dent around the corner, wheeling it back, and that's a good mark taken by James Byrne. These young players such as Byrne and Stenglein, Gallagher, they need a lot out of them today. Kick out. Well, there's Stenglein. You pay that one? Yes, he does. So
got McLeod free.
Welsh makes a lead, goes for him, but it was a terrible kick. Did well, Welsh, to keep it alive. Now they're outnumbered. Contessa onto the wing. Gallagher gets to the front against Eagleton and goes hard and gets it to the line and out of bounds. But for all their endeavours, Adelaide, in this quarter, they've only managed 1 goal.
Just again, poor execution of that kick. Did a lot of it in the first quarter.
McGregor. Darcy in front. Oh, I don't know if he meant that, but if he did, it was absolutely superb. West kicks it into the middle of the ground off his wrong boot. Hudson got a lead from Brown in the pocket. Loves that. And just can't take it. Smart was very heavy, wasn't he? In his defensive work. And that's another haphazard looking kick, but finds its man. McLeod out wide. Edwards off the wing. Out very wide. A beautiful delivery that time. And Goodwin's a left footer. So from that side, he might be a chance. He doesn't try and shoot at goal. Instead passes. Now Rashudo's pushed forward to try and use his height advantage against a smaller player. That was a behind. Surely that was over. Yes. It was. 2-5-17 to 7-4-46.
Again, disposal, execution into the forward line. Just let them down there again, Adelaide.
Crucial 10 minutes now. Adelaide desperate to try and work themselves back into the game on the scoreboard. Curley gives it to Johnson. Johnson, that's an interesting kick. It's still spinning back towards Johnson again. It's going to be under the pump, but he does well off to Eagleton. Oh, look at this. Oh, my hat. Can he dodge this boy? He's still going. And he's puffed, but he gets the kick in towards half forward, and a strong mark taken by Stenglein. Tyson Stenglein defends to James Byrne. Gets it away quickly to McLeod, off towards Rashudo. He's got given Dent the run around, but he couldn't hold the mark. So Dent slaps it clear towards Darcy. Darcy forced to do a little toe poke. Goes back to McLeod. Nigel Smart steadies. Gonna have to be quick, Nigel! Not quick enough. Caven chips in towards full forward. Wind is there, and in opposition to the big man in big lands, he puts it over the line.
Look, at the start of this game, we always knew that the Bulldogs were going to be a bit short up forward, and the Small stood up in the first quarter, but now they're just starting to struggle a little bit.
Throw in the left forward pocket. Wind again, just trying to angle that ball, making probably 15-20 metres around the boundary line and forcing another throw in, taking up a little bit of time.
You got to say that, as Darryl said, they've got to chip away. Well, they are. Adelaide are starting to chip away now. They're staying in the game. I mean, they could even just win the quarter.
Yeah, and like at the moment, they're not having a major effect on the scoreboard, but the good thing is they're preventing the Dogs, I guess, from scoring. Dent gives it away quickly. Dipper's going to be excited now because there's been a change on the interchange. And who's come on, Dipper?
Cicerello has got the ball now.
Yes, he has. Cicerello. Justin.
He's got to cross it. We've got Robin man in the far wing.
Young man from Woodville, West Torrens. That club enjoying a highly successful season in South Australia. Well, he goes direct to half forward and Darcy slaps it out to Johnson. Johnson spirals a punt long. Big ask for Garlick here, although luck's a fortune. He might beat 3 of them. No, he's lost it to Robin. Johnson caught. Cry of ball. Smart goes to ground. West is there as well. It's tough and it's hard. Rowan Smith, he's got Hudson loose and he'll use him. Hudson will steady it down.
He was quick to sweat off that pack as soon as he knew the ball was bumbling around. Hudson's just darted out of there.
Well, they made a real meal of that, Adelaide, didn't they?
Yeah, they should have got away with it.
However, Paul Hudson, a chance to boot his second. "40 metres out, normally deadly accurate. He makes no mistake.
Medibank Private lifetime health cover is a breeze. Now I don't have to worry about a thing. Hospital cover, extras, it's all taken care of. They make it so easy to afford. I was already feeling better, but now, all of this.
Lucky you joined Medibank.
I feel better now.
Bomber Thompson watching on. Cats have got Adelaide, I think, in a couple of weeks.
Correct. After Collingwood.
Stenglein out of the middle this time. And finally some positive movement forward. It was a big kick too from Goodwin. Didn't quite make it through. A luckier bounce would have seen a goal. 2-6 playing 8-4. Bassett off the ground and Barty back on, just to give them a bit more of a multi-dimensional forward line.
And Brown's down kicking out at full back.
Well, he does swing them around. He rotates. I think with his small forwards, he feels it's pretty tough for him to play at full forward all day.
Yeah. I think Darcy's got a problem.
And that will be significant. Darcy, yes, coming from the ground.
Hobbling.
Meantime, Johnson gets it to half forward and Curley. Just poke it forward. Smith takes the mark. And he's told by Liberatoria to have a shot.
He'll have no problem with the distance.
Didn't look good, did it? Darcy slipping down there on the surface as he's trying to get onto the bench.
Wiggins on, so Dipper, see what you can find out there, my boy.
No worries, boys.
Rowan Smith winds into it. It's a beautiful kick. Another one to the Dogs.
Pregnant women have been, you know, wanting this for a long time. It was crazy. We were running around selling, making, trying to work out how to run a business, and we only had a single phone line. What I really wanted was an online shop, but I thought that it would cost me an arm and a leg.
Telstra helped Full Bloom create a do-it-yourself website, which has streamlined their business and improved sales.
I wanted it to be easy, so I just got Telstra.
The Dogs making a number of changes. Darcy's injured at the moment. Bartlett is off the ground. Luke Penny is back on. So we see that in replay. Let's go back to the centre bounce. Danger signs well and truly up now for Adelaide, as Luke Darcy in considerable pain on the sidelines.
And that might stretch the Bulldogs a little bit.
Goodwin has been in excellent form. Wiggins doing the ruck work.
That's interesting,
Johnson
isn't it?
leads in the race. Oh, he gets a cruel bounce. Hudson beautifully eluded. The hand pass was almost very good, but instead it finds Robran. His target was Luke Penny, and by gee, just missed him. Byrne on half back, finding Johnson again. Thought about Stenglein. In fact, gave great thought. Finding that player over the top in towards the middle. Oh, they're dangerous here. McLeod might tidy up from Gallagher. He does. Cruising through the middle. He looks inside 50. They desperately need a score here before half-time, but Eagleton breaks the shackles again. He's clear and with a long low kick towards Garlick. If it sits, it's only got to sit. Garlick goes for goal. Quickly onto the boot. He wobbles it in towards the square. Johnson is there, and he's got a little bit of time to steady. Bring it away towards Gallagher, who marks on the half-back right.
Well, Wiggins has gone on the ball in the ruck now, and they've left Wine at full back. But obviously, if they can get Wind up on, have to force him up on the ball, it could give Buildings a bit of an opportunity in the goal square.
40-point margin. So he looks downfield as we do, and he drifts it in towards the centre, and the mark is taken by McGregor. Oh, it's not a good kick. It is not a good kick. Johnson might make him pay a fairly hefty price here, although Brad's kick also was pretty ineffective. Hart in towards the pocket. They'll get out of trouble because they've simply got the numbers. Hart will come to Connell. Connell will look down towards centre wing. Floating old punt kick towards Goodwin. Liberatore. He's only about, well, I don't know how low, but he's very low to the ground. He goes in towards half forward. Penny was there but couldn't take it. Caven over the top. Again a cry of ball. And another bounce in the Dogs' attacking zone.
Sandy just catching up with Luke does. He doesn't look good at this stage. You can just see him getting wrapped up there. They're going to take him into the rooms and have a better look at it. But we won't be seeing him playing it for the rest of the game. And at the moment, we really don't know exactly what the matter is as far as position in the next couple of weeks.
OK, thank you, Dipper. But more knee problems. Curley taken to ground by Vardy. There'll be another bounce.
It's going to stretch their bench because they've got Dimitine on the bench. Yeah. He looks like he can't come on either.
Definitely won't be coming back on either, boys.
So there's two players.
And a 40-point lead. And who knows, in the second half, they might just need all those 40 points.
Well, McGregor against Wiggins, who did pretty well to get the ball to ground. The way Adelaide are moving the ball, though, off half back, they're just bombing. Now, this is better. They're trying to run the ball. Byrne looks up, had Rashudo leading in short. Instead, he goes longer. The target, Rodram. Croft did terrifically well. Got the spoil. Rashudo going in again. Lovely little sideways handball. Rodram a long way from home still. Hooks it around the corner. Connell with Brown playing now in defence. Wiggins floating back in the goal square to try and block it up. Instead, he goes short to Rodram, who is within range from there.
He can roost it.
He's had a better quarter this quarter, Rodram, and Gary has a quarter trying to give Matthew a bit of a blast, so he's responded.
Well, I'll tell you one player who's been down for them, and that is number 36, Simon Goodwin, has had just 3 possessions, and Libba claiming another victim, it would seem. Here's Rodram. Very, very important kick, and the crowd suggesting that it's across the face. They lined up there, and Ken McGregor, his number came up. So he's got a pretty tough ask here to slot this one through.
Oh.
Well, if he's a right footer, he'll just take a walk up to Scotty Wine and walk 2 steps out to the right.
There he goes, around, and does a pretty good job of it, but just misses.
Just went out too early. He should have walked in a lot closer and then opened the angle.
You made it sound too easy though, Jimmy.
Yeah, but because you know what the man on the mark can do. He can only make up so much ground on you.
How many of those goals did you kick in your time, Jimmy?
Oh, not too many. I wasn't down there too often, huh?
1.5 minutes remaining. Scotty West. 7 kicks, 7 hand passes. Dent. Brown. Credial. So they're out of the immediate danger zone. Romero, what a first quarter he had. Libba. Up towards the 50. Penny used the body. Johnson's at the bottom of the pack. Tries to get it out to Hart. He's claimed. He loses it. There was a high tackle.
It was.
And the umpire not picking it up at all. Tyson Edwards in the meantime gives it away now. And forward they go through. Justin Cicalella inside 50. McGregor is lurking there. Curley and Contessa both as well for the Dogs. Contessa overruns it. McGregor pokes it to the line, perhaps accidentally. And we've got another throw-in.
Still there again. They're going back to kicking the packs instead of trying to kick it out to a one-on-one contest.
Seconds only remaining in this first half. Wine, McGregor, Dent in front of both of those.
And it's not like they've got the forward line to bomb it to, is it, Jimmy? I mean, they haven't really been able to find a centre-half forward all year.
No.
They've relied on their 3 medium players, Jarman and Vardy and Welsh, to kick their goals.
Here's Welsh, speak of the devil. Sikalella goes once and runs out of room.
Well, obviously having Robin up there in the forward line now may help them a little bit.
And Nigel Smart's moved up there too, boys. Maybe just there for the next 2 or 3 minutes, but Roland Smith has gone with him.
He's only got a few seconds to do something. Wind, Romero spiraling towards centre wing. Flicked over the back. That was clever, but the only problem was Gallagher was there for McLeod, off to Caven. Here's a chance now for the Crows. Tumbling a punt inside 50 towards Welsh. She's trapped it pretty well. Swings around now. They need a mark from Smart, and they've got it. That's exactly what they want. Smack bang on siren time.
Well, Sonny, that's probably about the first decent kick we've seen them kick in there for about the last 15 minutes, and it had to be around the corner, sort of a spinning kick.
Nigel Smart for his 100th career goal. Nigel.
Oh.
He's just snug it in. Hunter almost fainted.
Did you think he clipped the
Jimmy
post?
thought he might have missed it.
It looked like it was close.
He's got his first goal for the day, and he's got his 100th in his career. So that's going to certainly help the Crows as they gather as one and prepare to make their way from Colonial Stadium. However, the Bulldogs certainly have the ascendancy. Adelaide managing 2 goals 4 in that quarter, and the Western Bulldogs kicking 2 goals 3. It is half-time here at Colonial. The Doggies at 9-4, 58, leading Adelaide 3-7, 25. With the news that the Western Bulldogs were very smart out of the blocks here today. It's 9-4, 58 to Adelaide's 3-7, 25 at half-time.
7 Sport hope you're enjoying this match as part of the Coca-Cola AFL Premiership Season 2000.
Bulldogs just coming back out on the ground. You can see Brad Johnson and Scotty West. Johnson's been very busy. He's had 17 possessions. Scotty West has had 14, but they have had their injury problems. And the #1 boundary rider in the land is with us at Colonial in Dipper. Luke Darcy was one of those players, and it looks like a knee. What's the latest?
Yeah, look, it's a posterior knee injury there, and unfortunately that's the same injury that Everett and also Matthew Allen for Carlton have been out for the last 4 or 5 weeks now. So unfortunately for Luke, we won't be seeing him for a long time. That could be the season if they don't make the finals, of course. And Dimartino also injured. Won't see him back on the ground. So the bench goes down to 2. A better quarter by the Crows then. All they try to do is get their possession rate up and running. And the question was asked a quarter time of Matthew Robin if he can get into the game. We're just to see if Nigel Smart, who finished off with that last goal, starts off in the forward line. But we'll keep you up to date with other injuries if I hear of anything else, Sandy.
Thank you, Debbie. Nigel Smart, you mentioned he's had 13 possessions. And Robrin has had 8. Danny Southern had the honour of leading the team out because he announced his retirement earlier this week after 103 games. He's a great man, Danny.
He was quick getting changed after his jumper too, and he's forgotten to do the top button up there.
Can I just say though, they've only got 2 left on the bench now. Yeah. So it's and there's an hour of footy still left. I reckon they could be exposed a little bit. They could run out of a little bit of puff. They had a tough game last week against the Roos.
Wind into the ruck.
Wind in the ruck. They've also brought Smart on the ball as well with Edwards and McLeod. So, you know, it's a fresh game now.
Let's see what happens in the second half. They may be exposed, but they have shown enormous fighting comeback qualities too in recent times. Romero taken out of it. First goal is going to be very important in this second half. Welsh picks it up. He gave it straight to Libber. Liberatore towards Curley in the centre. Todd Curley can't get a kick away. Pokes it down, picked up by Gallagher, off to McLeod. He's caught and he should be pinged. He tried to shrug the tackle. It's an interesting one, that one. Contessa through with strength. It is locked up again. A cry of ball goes up, and this time it is in the affirmative as Rowan Smith comes to Johnson. Brad Johnson gets it away quickly. As I said, the first goal, very, very important. Poked down by West into the pocket and marked by Brown. Nathan Brown, well, it was at this end of the ground that he had a purple patch in the first quarter. There's McLeod. That's an interesting one, isn't it? He's got him there, Jimmy.
He did have him, and obviously the umpire probably felt, well, he dropped it onto his foot. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt.
Brown for number 5. No problems. And the Dogs roll on. That isn't what Adelaide wanted. It's exactly what Terry Wallace and the Doggies wanted.
You mentioned Terry Wallace there. I reckon he's very smart the way he actually plays his forwards. You know, knowing that Brown is not a key full forward type player, but he can go down and kick a few goals, bring him back on the ball, let him down there so he doesn't sort of go stale, or he doesn't get a matchup that pulls him out of the game. And that certainly suited him. He's kicked 4 in the first quarter from that end. And who knows, it's also dragged Rashudo out of the play.
And Nigel Smart boys are in the middle of the ground now, so he's been everywhere.
Yes. 3-7 to 10-4. Smart in the middle now, gets the ball inside 50. Robran was the target. Croft been outstanding the last few weeks, gets him moving quickly. McLeod from behind over Robbins' head, back to his feet quickly. He rode a couple of bumps, but in the end he was under pressure. Krediuk speared the handball. Good aggression. Contessa stretching out, long kick to full forward. Brown over the top. Johnson getting back, saving the day. Had to be accurate with the kick on the way out. He was. Finds Connell. Got Biglan's on the wing, but he just delayed the kick and then went to Byrne, who was under pressure. Smart got a handball inboard if he wanted it. Instead he goes low along the boundary. Hart's now been pushed forward. Smart, he's had a lot of aggression since quarter time, hasn't he? But he overruns at that time. West spotting up a good little kick to half forward and a good strong mark. Taken by Eagleton. Look at the way he carries the ball under the arm, on the bounce. Garlick, did he get a shot? No. Over the top, holding the ball? No. Neither.
It's just again, though, Adelaide turning the ball over with their feet. Just keep doing it.
Have a look at this matchup. Smart on Liberatore, and Libba is just giving him an earful.
Well, he had to stand on a box to do it.
Well, they're about 30 metres off the ball. Stenglein doing the ruck work against Bartlett. And was that deliberate? No.
It's funny with Libba, he's one of the nicest guys you'll meet, but out in the footy field, he just yaps at you and he just keeps giving it to you.
10-4 to 3-7. Early stages of this third quarter. Dogs have already kicked one. Chance for another. Johnson has a crack at them. And out of bounds on the fall, hitting the behind post.
Not bad, hit the behind post and then ricocheted between the goals. But you don't get anything for that.
I remember Liver said to me after I won the Brownlow the next year, he said, you were just lucky to win it. I looked at it, I said, didn't you win one as well?
Yeah.
You were.
Oh,
thanks, Dipper.
Spoken by another one who won it. He was only there for the feed. No, he wasn't. Vardy loses it. Jose should kick a goal. 40 metres out, he cruises, and he gets there. It's a goal. Don't worry about that.
Oh, bit of a quarry happening in here.
Wednesday, a stylish modern makeover.
Something very special, very contemporary.
That'll make the most of any small space.
My design was to make the garden look bigger.
And all on the low ground force budget. Wednesday, 7:30. Then on Hot Property.
I've got the sign.
Selling your home without agents' fees.
They take 2 to 3%.
Plus, they've finally found their dream home.
Who wants to buy it?
Now, can they survive the bidding war?
I feel sick.
7's Hot Property, Wednesday at 8.
Yes, it's think time now, isn't it, for Gary Ayres? The margin out to 45 points. Wine poking it down the middle. He's got to do the ruck work now with Darcy sideline, picked up by Connell, tumbling a punt up towards half forward. The sunshine almost gone. Rowan Smith heads to the shade on the outer side of the ground. Peter Vardy will keep it in play. Vardy still a long way from home. Chip short, finding Robran. Robran in towards McLeod. That was a better directed kick. And Andrew McLeod should have a shot directly in front, but almost 50 metres out.
It's interesting, though, they're just struggling to get anything inside the sort of 30-metre arc. That's where, you know, all their goals are coming from quite far out.
15 possessions for McLeod so far. As you can see, almost directly in front. Kicking from 51 metres. Good-looking kick, and he's got a goal. He's got the goal they so desperately need.
Here's a couple who bought a renovator's delight. While they're proud of the breakthrough they made,
Put in some French doors and then pave the courtyard.
not everybody shares their vision. And here's the Mitre 10 specialist.
Let's start with Accent. It's good value, it's our own brand, great range of colours.
From the store that understands it's not just the low price, it's getting the right advice that really saves you money.
You can see it, can't you, darling?
Yeah, it'll come.
So interesting, Chris Grant watching on, but the umpire was about to bounce the ball. Had a word with one of the runners who was just outside the square, so I'm not sure what that was about. West with the head down, got a high tackle. No?
Yes.
Yes, he did. Ball was shooting forward, but it'll come back. It's the Adelaide bench. Scotty West, you can see what's ahead of him there. He goes searching for Hudson, but Johnson got in front. Takes a good relieving mark.
He's got to use
He was
the
instructed to move it by hand. It was scrappy. They're in trouble now. Brown. Well, Ramiro had time for a Sunday stroll. And his kick is off target. So, well...
Just hesitated there, Hutto.
He was
should have
following
ran
directions.
off and
Someone
given it.
next to him was telling him what to do, and he handballed it, but it was just terrible directions. On the way out, this time Connell, who's had a fair few touches in that position this afternoon, running far and wide for his kicks. 13 disposals for Matty Connell. Plenty of cross half back for the Adelaide Crows. Edwards, as they try and at least go through the middle of the ground with short kicks. Sikalala takes the mark. He goes out wide, soccer style. Caven to Smart, just gets there before Scotty Wine did. By making him come back behind the mark, Hayden Kennedy. Smart knew that he could just waltz around Wine. He did that, and then thumped along behind.
See, that's a waste. He had 3 players around him.
4-8 to 11-5. Nigel Smart stayed 10 kicks, 6 handballs, 3 marks. He's kicked 1 goal, 1. And he at least has tried to provide them with a bit of spark, hasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly has. Smith has earmarked Croft, but Smart will come over the top to affect the spoil. Pokes it down, taken by Curley. A hand pass as good as a kick to Liberatore. Through the middle they go. He gets it off towards Dent. Dent's got Johnson running. Oh, and he was off, Jono. You were off. He chips around Caven. He tried to get away with that, and he almost did. Penny's in trouble. Just tried to paddle it along in front. Crow defence working overtime again. McGregor over the ball for a long time. Almost gave it away. A chance on a very tight angle. Don't tell me he's kicked that. Bradley Johnson. Sensational.
Dinosaurs are at McDonald's. In celebration of Walt Disney Pictures movie Dinosaur, play McDonald's McHatch Match and Win, and you could win a Honda HR-V or Odyssey. Match a complete dinosaur and win one of many great prizes. So get cracking to McDonald's.
Well, a lot has happened while you've been in a break, because the field umpires then conferred with the goal umpire. It was decided that that ball was touched off the boot of Johnson by McGregor. And so 1 behind was the end result. So what looked like a sensational goal to Brad Johnson has not been paid. Now this is where we believe it could have been could have been Caven, was it, who got the touch? Peter Caven. So no goal, that's the bottom line, and the Crows have it down in their attacking zone.
See, well, Brad Johnson would have used up a fair bit of energy as he ran away after thinking he'd kicked it.
Well, they're the sort of incidents that can be turning points.
Well, especially, I mean, it's back down in the Crows' forward zone. You could see a 2-goal turnaround. Biglands goes for the thump. Contessa gets a short little kick. Connell in trouble. Ringer, Rosie. So too Gallagher, but he rode the bump pretty well. Gallagher onto the left foot. It's high in towards half forward. Indeed, this could be a 2-goal turnaround because Vardy hasn't directly in front.
So they all went to Gallagher then. That was just fantastic, wasn't it?
Well, he hasn't kicked a goal for 2 weeks, so he's got to kick this one. He's really been a player that's really stood up for them up forward this year. I think he's kicked 5s in some games.
Oh, yeah, he's been one of their leading, along with Jarman, who's got 35. He's got 33. Welsh has got 37 coming into today's game. So he can kick goals. Don't worry about that. And there's one he's kicked today. He's got his first. Now, this could be a vital...
Whoa, here come the Repco Big League Legends. Huge range of Exide Superpower and Motorguard batteries. Prices start from $39.95. Sally's Engine Degrees, a bonus pack, only $2.99. Sagan Compact Phone with Vibra, $29.95 worth of calls and bonus International Super Saver card, only $99. Rain-X for winter, repellent and anti-fog, only $5.95 each. Legendary brands at legendary prices, available at all Repco stores.
Well, the Bulldogs now with a bit of work to do. Rodman has gone back into defence for Adelaide. Stenglein up forward. Maybe after that last goal they can get something going. Edwards gets them pumping to centre half forward. McGregor, good body work. Really good body work. Just thrust himself in front of Croft.
Well, you see how important centre breaks, particularly in this stadium are. You get a quick clearance and you're inside 50. You just need a few guys in the forward line to take marks.
McGregor's kicked just 3 goals 5 going into today's match. We have another look. Just a little edge out, and he just kept Croft far enough
just
away,
used his
didn't
body. Very, very good play there. Smart.
Just kicked one behind today. Ken McGregor. Ramiro coming back on for the Dogs. Just off for a very short spell, and Plunkett coming off. Big kick from McGregor, though. It's a good roost, but he's just missed the line. So another behind to the Adelaide Crows. 5-9-39 now, playing 11-6-72. And the
Croft out here.
The task still very tough. As we said, Jimmy, Croft was the target and Hart couldn't get there in time. Quickly moving it onto the wing. Johnson's there again. The Crows couldn't get back, and that's terrific balance. Just got it to Ramiro, covering the ground quickly. The transfer of play was outstanding, but Goodwin is back in defence, along with Rashudo and Johnson, 3 of their talented midfielders, and Johnson's kick smothered. Luke Penny, not bad from Penny. Not quite on the money there. Sorry about that.
Oh, my hat.
Sorry.
I don't think you are.
No, probably not. 11-7 playing 5-9. You better have a yell.
So Jeffrey Archer, the Penny Morn on the penny length.
It's all right. A good one. Good one on the outer side towards Bigland. Smith over the top towards the boundary line, and he sees it over. 73 plays 39. 34 points the margin. Jimmy Plunkett had a brief run. Dimartina in trouble. Wine trying to poke it out the back door. Dogs have the numbers. Robbins towards Penny, and he takes the mark.
He's improved every week, Penny.
Looks all right, doesn't he? Gets the hand pass away quickly towards Brown, in towards full forward where Garlick is lurking, but he's under close attention, and the ball finishes over the line. We've got a throw in. There's Simon Garlick. Had a stint with Sydney. Settle into his new home here with the Dogs. They've got a chance deep in their attacking zone. Penny tried to get a run at it. Bartlett was there as well. Gallagher gets a quick kick. It'll go over the line. A little too far in front of Scotty West. Possession winners today. Johnson has 23 for the Dogs. West has 17. Contessa 11. Brown 14. Romero 19. For the Crows, Tyson Edwards has 15. Smart has 16. Connell has 14. McLeod has 17. They're the major players in this game. Johnson gives it to Eagleton, and Eagleton says, get out of my way. And he promptly puts it out of bounds on the full. Aidan Kennedy just making sure where the mark is. McLeod goes right across the ground, changing direction to give Robin the chance to go long towards Peter Caven on the outer side. He doesn't let him down. Now they need players streaming forward. McGregor offers him a lead. He could be the target. It's a poor kick. And the man who was on him, 5 metres behind him, Scotty Wine, takes the mark.
So Wine getting them moving, getting them out wide. Crediuk just aligning himself with full forward, then going long. Garlick and Eagleton didn't quite take it. Neither of them did. Goodwin off the left onto the wing. Good kick. McGregor. Although there's not much forward. There is nothing forward apart from Welsh. Oh, he went for Welsh and Sikalala. Welsh did remarkably well, and he fought on fantastically well. Croft coming through. Contests handball, gets Big Scotty like slow melting cement, as Ron Barassi once said.
Cement?
Yeah, I know. That was Barras. Croft gets the ball to centre half forward. Here comes Hudson. Oh, he broke through. Then he just couldn't get, well, he did get an effective handball away. Garlick has a shot as they fight behind play. Free kick being picked out going Adelaide's way against Hudson for an elbow to McLeod.
They're a little bit lucky there, Adelaide, because they're not winning those packed balls. You know, when there's a bit of a contest, the ball's bumbling around. They just seem to lose out a lot.
11-7 to 5-9.
Oh, my hat.
Now, how many times have they done something like that today? They get out of trouble here. Robert Johnson, who
but don't you have to be away from the man with the ball?
Now, he looks up, and again, there wasn't much on offer. McGregor is presenting himself at least. Hart hasn't done that much since he's gone forward. Pretty tough one for Smart. He was outnumbered. Crediuk kept it up, kept it alive. Dent, wide to Johnson. Watch out. McGregor just didn't quite wrap him up well enough in the end. Croft escaped with it. Rodman missed the diving mark. Bartlett swoop, and they are away again, the doggies. The pass superb. Garlick got Liberatore inboard. Got a couple of players further afield. Rodman's hurt on the wing, but the ball fires in, and Brown takes the mark.
Herb, he's nearly knocked himself out trying to take the mark.
Yeah, spot on there, boys. When he got up, he was just all shooken up. He still is at the moment. I'd say he'd be coming off the ground.
I hope Elvis didn't hear him say that. All shooken up.
Oh, dear. Nathan Brown comes in from 45. Oh,
kick.
It is a superb kick. He can't miss.
Hi, it's me. How are you? Great. What's happening?
Get 6 extra minutes to spread the news free.
Jimmy, are you watching the game?
What do you reckon? Get 6 extra minutes playing time free.
Shanonna, I've made you an arrabbiato recipe.
Bravo, Gianni.
Get 6 extra minutes to chew it over free. That's 20% more with Telstra's Easy Half Hours, but only until June 30. Just dial 0018 to call anywhere overseas.
Robrin on the bench. Dipper set. All shooken up. Elvis divvied a minute ago.
Thank you very much.
He's left the building. No, he hasn't. McLeod down towards the half-forward line. Croft. Byrne gives chase, and it's taken to the line by Crediuk. We've got to throw in.
Crowd booing because McGregor was holding onto his jumper there, and we've seen in recent weeks that the umpires have been red hot on that.
That's forced Nigel Smart now to go back into the back line, or Shooto back on the ball.
40-point ball game at the moment. Robbins gets it out. Rowan Smith is away. Loves a run, does Rowboy. Down towards the half-forward line. Unable to take it cleanly was Eagleton. Bassett quickly off. Gallagher an opportunity. Wider he goes to Tyson Edwards, running the outer side here at Colonial.
Got nothing.
Goes towards the centre and finds Rashudo, who's been well held and pretty quiet today. Not a lot of spark from the Roo. Tyson Edwards over the top finds Sikalala.
It's just good. The Bulldogs are dropping an extra man back.
At least that time, though, Jim, when he looked up and he had nothing to go to, at least they chipped it in that time rather than just blasting away.
That's what you got to do.
Justin Sikalala in just his 4th game. He's kicked 1 goal so far in his career. Gee, that's a pretty good kick from the young man, but just off target, 1 behind.
Luke Darcy's just in front of me now. He's all dressed up and nowhere to go at the moment.
Has he got his tie done up properly?
Yeah, he has. Got to show Danny Southern.
Pretty much an agonising weight, wouldn't it? till he gets results and sees specialists, and he knows exactly what's going to go on,
It's
how long he's going to miss.
It's a huge blow, isn't it, to the Dogs?
My word, he's been so good. Here's Vardy. A chance now for the Crows. Vardy in towards Hart in the pocket, taken over the line, and the throw-in.
It's been interesting with injuries this year because we started off pretty well last year. A lot of knees early. This year it's been pretty clean. But now in the last 2 weeks, a lot of collarbones, knees, strains.
Well, you just saw Dimartina in picture there. He's another one who's got a bit of a weight. Anxious times. Here's a goal, maybe? No, just across the face and another behind. Andrew McLeod.
You just need a spark from someone like that.
Yeah, he's had 22 possessions, but just hasn't been the Norm Smith-like McLeod that we know.
I'd just like them to open up their forward line, bring as many players up the ground, leave a McLeod and a Welsh maybe down there on their own.
6 minutes remaining in the quarter. You just get the feeling with the Dogs, they're led by 34 points at the first break, 33 at halftime. They lead by something like 38 at the moment. Crows don't really look like making an impression on them. We may be wrong as they go up towards half forward. Pretty soft free kick going the way of Bassett in opposition to Bartlett. Byrne is wide. He's used on centre wing. Up towards the 50 and spilt by Welsh. Picked up by his teammate though in McGregor. Well done. He's an exciting young player, Ken McGregor.
On Today Tonight, paid by the taxpayer to smoke instead of work.
It's causing an enormous amount of tension.
Public servants caught puffing away while workmates do their jobs, some taking up to 6 breaks a day.
I think it's a ploy against smokers.
$2 billion a year lost and we all pay. Plus, the little Adelaide girl deprived of her inheritance.
It's very upsetting.
Left this house by her dead father, but his ex-girlfriend moved in rent-free and refuses to leave. And our free tax hotline, 6:30 Monday.
So 12-7 to 6-11, and the Adelaide Crows again found it hard to get past about this margin. As Sandy said, it's now 32 points. Maybe they'll get a chance here. Rashudo back on the ball, which is obviously where he plays his best footy. McLeod. Gee, it is a crowded forward line, isn't it, though, for Adelaide? Tough to find a man through there. Vardy trying to do something. Somehow it got through. High tackle on Connell. High tackle. Crowd not happy at the moment.
You just get the feeling, though, that if the Crows could pin 2 or 3 together...
Probably need 2, don't they,
at least. They're back in it.
Well, they're playing a lot better. They've got more possessions in this quarter and marking the ball a lot better.
Well, he set that up. Stenglein. He couldn't get clear. Couldn't get clear to get boot to ball. Eagleton doing some good work back there as well. Dent. Jimmy Plunkett. Rowan Smith. Just launches one onto the wing. Penny versus Caven. Penny. He had nowhere to go. He ended up trying to kick it backwards. Hart took on the youngster and gets smart. So through the logo. That was accidental. I can tell you that, Sandy, as Welsh takes the mark.
And that was better there again. They ran the ball up rather than just bombing it in long. They just chipped it around until they found a free man in Welsh.
So a bit of movement and motion.
Yeah, like Smart could have easily just kicked a big long 60-metre in there, except he drew a player to him, gave it off to Edwards, and then Edwards was able to just drop in a short one.
So Scotty Welsh, let's see what's ahead of him. It's holding on, and it's home. So they've kicked the last couple. And Scotty Welsh has kicked 2 goals, 1. For a lot of the day has been, even though he's only kicked a couple, he's been their main target.
This will probably be the first time they kicked 2 goals in a row. They had a reply from the Bulldogs. So, you know, and they're getting the ball out of the centre. They've won it 5 times to 1 in this quarter. And they're starting to get some players who, you know, McLeod's had 9 possessions. Johnson's had 8. The Bulldogs, so they're starting to get in there.
So this is the real test now, the first real test. They've got it back to 26 points. Crows get it out of the middle and get another one here. The Dogs are going to get the fright of their life. But in the meantime, it's pushed down towards Garlick. Can't take cleanly. Goodwin kept it from him and did well. McLeod swoops on it as he does so beautifully, and Rashudo takes it. Suddenly some of the key players for Adelaide coming to life. Rashudo towards Vardy. He read it beautifully at the back ahead of Contessa. Kicks inside 50 now. It's down the ground. It's going to come all the way back. I think there's a little bit of confusion here. Well, it's going to Matthew Dent. No, Dent's going to pass it over to Contessa.
Yeah, don't know what happened there.
Well, it certainly stops a Crow run. I think there was a bit of confusion between two umpires. Contessa, meantime, has it, goes towards Wine, who just tried to tap it over the back. The ball spins away from Kane Johnson. Eagleton holds it up. Oh, and he's pinged him. Well, he sat over it, didn't he? He was hatching the egg, Matty Connell.
He's got to be careful there. He could have gave away 50.
Yeah.
Eagleton, this is dangerous now for the Crows. Into the forward line, and Brad Johnson. Romero quick to fly in and say, take it easy. He checks the mark. This is an important kick. The Crows have kicked the last two. They've got it back to a 26-point deficit.
It's a beautiful kick there, but Connell just, you know, too busy arguing with the umpire, and just let his opponent, Eagleton, just run off with the ball.
Johnson for the steadier. Oh, it's a lovely kick. It is a beautiful kick.
From the director of Gladiator, Demi Moore as you've never seen her before.
I'm gonna go through with this.
Recruited as a test case, she'll join the world's most elite military command, where most men fail.
No woman's gonna last a week.
If she survives, it'll be a victory for women everywhere.
I'm not playing games.
But what she doesn't know is she's been set up to fail.
There's a lot of people who don't want to see you finish.
Sexy superstar Demi Moore. The premiere G.I. Jane tonight on 7.
So the last couple of minutes of this third quarter, absolutely vital to Adelaide's chances. You think they'd need to answer that one back. Connell came through. Was he held? Off the ball? No. Ciccalella went in. Goes again, Connell. Crediuk kicked it. Kick smothered by Johnson. Liver towards the boundary line. Rashudo, I think he's now is his direct opponent. A bounce handball. They get it through the traffic. Johnson. Oh. Hart. Still there's lots of traffic around. Out in the full. Free kick to Adelaide. A little bit sloppy that was. McGregor goes for the pass. Oh, he made it tough for Edwards. West came in and Curley. Oh, he's in trouble. Kept it alive. Oh, that's sloppy too in the back. Free kick going the Bulldogs' way. Picked out the first one. That was to Scotty West.
When you talk about key moments that can turn a game, we saw the one where Johnson missed it. The goal down the other end. And then just before, I reckon that Connell free kick where he just let Eagleton play on.
Yep.
It's another turning point.
Dent from half-back. There's 55 seconds on the clock. Wiggins versus Bassett. There could have been some holding on there. Smart left his man, who was Nathan Brown, who's in the goal square at the other end. Smart takes them on. A couple of bounces, gives it to Rashudo. McLeod goes out wide, so the build-up okay. 40 seconds remaining.
Edwards in the air.
Vardy just pumped it long. They need someone to stand up and mark. And unfortunately, from an Adelaide point of view, but fortunately, from a Western Bulldog point of view, that man, Steve Crediuk, who just might have hurt himself a little bit there.
They're good today, the Bulldogs back there. They're just wide off. They're not afraid to zone from their opponents.
20 seconds remaining. Hudson takes the mark. 13-7 to 7-11. And they'll be happy, I'm sure, just to wind the clock down and go in at three-quarter time with that lead. Just under 6 goals. It's a good mark by Biglands. Siren sounds for three-quarter time. 13-7-85. The Western Bulldogs supporters not delighted with the umpire in that quarter. 7-11-53, the Adelaide Crows at three-quarter time. Jimmy, what do you think?
Yeah, they just don't look strong enough, Adelaide, but who knows? But they did have time to get another goal. So it'll be next quarter.
Well, 34 points was the lead at quarter time, 33 at the half, and now it's 32.
Knicks have seen a dramatic change, and I think Jim Stynes, they know exactly where they're heading.
Yeah, well, when I saw them against the Tigers, I thought they were going to struggle to make the 8, but the last 2 weeks they've really stood up. Beating the Roos last week, come from behind, and now today they've really shown some real spirit, losing Dimatina and Darcy.
Let's go down to the boundary. Dipper's got Simon Minton-Connell with him.
I
Dip.
certainly have, Sandy. A bit of an arm wrestle today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been pretty tough. We've come out of the gates for the first time in a while, and other than that, it's been a real tough game.
And 2 bad injuries at the moment for you, Darcy and Dimatina?
Yeah, we're hoping that Darcy's just a jarred knee, but Dimmer's, I think, done a hammy, but yeah, they're out for the game.
And the conditions down here have certainly changed, Sandy. There's a bit of a breeze, the first time I've actually felt it here, Colonial.
Yeah, it's pretty swirly. It's pretty swirly, but, you know, it's not too bad. Our boys are kicking pretty straight, though.
Any major changes?
No, not at all, not at all.
Well, off you go then.
Okay, then.
Good on you.
Simon Minton-Connell, former spearhead.
I spoke to Luke Darcy, sorry, Sandy, about his knee. He just said he just went up and just came down and just felt this sort of jarring in his knee. So, as I said, we'll just keep up to date over the next couple of weeks to see what happens with it.
Did he use the word shooken up, Dipper, or not?
No. I'm all shook up.
While you were talking about it, we were looking at Luke Darcy and Dimatina. Final quarter. Let's see what transpires. Can Adelaide come back? 32 points is the margin. The ground now bathed in shade as Scotty West gets a kick down towards the half-forward line. Runs away initially from West. Garlick, that was a delightful pickup, and he's going to give Hudson a dream goal. What a start. That's going to make it tough. Garlick, a delightful hand pass, Jim.
Yeah, just quick, and as you saw there, the Adelaide players nearly stood and watched. You know, they're just not attacking the ball like they were. But the Dogs, they just want to win this game.
They all ran to Scotty Wine too, because he got the beautiful tap out down to Scotty West out of the middle.
Just see here, Adelaide players just sort of more concerned about their opponents there instead of just going at the footy.
32 points suddenly becomes 38. Hudson now has 3 goals. Brown has 6. They're the major contributors for the Dogs. Jose Romero has a couple. Are they going to finish with a rush? Scotty Wine down towards Hudson again. Johnson had it, almost threw it out in front of himself. Rashudo, a penetrating hand pass up towards left half forward, and Peter Vardy. Vardy puts them inside 50. A high ball. Roberts down there in the forward line. Little Jimmy Plunkett may defend, and he does grandly. Off he goes to Crediuk. Crediuk, another one further afield to Nathan Brown. Brown will come to Jose, and he's got it at half back.
Well, Sigalala coming in and putting the pressure on. Ramiro losing the ball, but all okay, says the umpire. As Brown gets it onto the wing. Garlick charging out was Brad Johnson, but he got Contessa as the man over the top, off the left. Not a bad little pass, and it's Rowan Smith's turn to run out of the goal square and take the mark. He's been at both ends of the ground this afternoon, as is the norm for Rowan Smith. But they just moved it very well.
Oh yeah, it was good, great running by Contessa. Just took off, got down, and obviously there Smith. But really, percentage is real important now in the 8.
Certainly is, and that's a goal. That'll help the Bulldogs' percentage.
So exciting, waking to a brand new day. Only Coca-Cola makes you feel this way. Time for some fun, come on, enjoy. Enjoy the magic that never ends. Enjoy the moments, Coca-Cola, enjoy.
Percentage, as Jim Stynes has said, is going to play a very important part. The Dogs are working on building theirs at the moment. Adelaide has work to do still. Rashudo out of the middle. The Roos 70 metres from home. Flat-looking helicopter punt towards Robran. Thumped clear, and it's Crediuk who smashes it over for one behind. Adelaide came into this game with a percentage of 102.3. The Bulldogs 107.1. But Hawthorn's 100.1. The Brisbane Lions 105, and they'll drop a little. So it's very important for Adelaide that they don't let this margin grow to alarming proportions. 97 plays 54 at the moment. Adelaide's percentage could drop below the 100 mark, but all that lies ahead. Hand pass is shot out by Gallagher. Crows have it inside 50 once again. Welch from behind arrives a little too late, and Curley takes a timely mark. Plays on and gets caught, but not before he gets it to Dent, who's got absolutely nothing downfield, so he has to go short to Nathan Brown. That's okay. It'll come back to Brown. Almost down to centre wing. Shrugs one tackle. Croft, an interesting hand pass. Look out, Libber. Bang! Down he goes. That was pretty untidy stuff. Croft somehow got out the back door. Gave it to Robbins. Robbins goes to full forward. And the mark is taken strongly by Trent Bartlett. And that young man tells it all. Hands raised.
How good was Croft, though?
There he is.
Getting in there. 3 players. Little fella's pretty happy. But just watching Croft, Libber could have got killed there. Didn't see it, but Croft here's got 3 players against him, and he just gets through the pack.
Oh. There's another one. There's another one.
Nearest 7 safe, thanks, mate.
Just make it $1, sunshine.
Gary Ayres must be despairing. Ben Marsh is warming up. Hasn't had a run since very early in the first quarter, which I must say is a little surprising, particularly once Darcy went from the ground. Biglands gets the ball going, but it's Libber. Connell. Oh, pick it up and snatch it. Eagleton did that beautifully. Got them moving. Garlick's got space in front of him. Already likes the goal. No, he goes for the pass. Very disciplined and hits Brad Johnson. In this circumstance, he must have been very tempted just to fire away at the big openings. Welsh is off the ground and Ben Marsh is on the ground now for Adelaide.
Just again, they're just in at the footy. The Dogs, they're just not afraid. They just want it.
Johnson, pretty good spotting up. Gee, they're good from the angles, aren't they, the Bulldogs? 2 goals to Brad Johnson. Another fantastic day at the office. 10 marks, 20 kicks, 7 handballs, 2 goals, 1.
Him and Brown, though, both of them, just any time they're on an angle, they'll kick him.
Brown's had 10 kicks, 9 handballs, 7 marks, and kicked 6 goals straight.
And if you look at it, like 17-7, and the other Adelaide have only kicked 7-12, so they're just accuracy is just really making a difference on the scoreline.
Crowd today of 22,229. So I'm sure David Smorgan and co would be disappointed with that crowd. Tyson Edwards out of the middle to Rashudo. Rashudo, a high kick towards the 50. Plunkett was in front, smashed down back towards Brown, and Rashudo on centre wing. The flick was not what he had in mind, so it opens the door for the Crows to again go down into their forward line towards Robran. Dent was at the back. Plunkett gets a kick of sorts around the body to Romero. The timing and teaming has been excellent. Dent, Credial, Romero. Jose's away, up towards Eagleton. Eagleton steadies, looks into half forward, but straight to Rashudo. That's a poor kick. He couldn't take the mark. Rowan Smith with almost ease gives it to Liberatore. Libber, well-directed kick. You can just about say goodnight to the folks now, Gracie, because Matthew Robbins, who kicked the goal in the first quarter, is about to shut the gate.
It's good eyes there, but you know, you look down the other end, Robbins, the key forward, and couldn't really give them a good contest, and he really hasn't been able to have an effect on the game. Now they're actually bringing him down to the back line.
He's gold. He has done it, and he's got to thank Hudson and co for that.
The Mitsubishi Triton has a larger payload than Hilux.
Bigger.
Plus, it has more legroom and headroom than Hilux.
Bigger.
And Triton's 3-litre V6 four-wheel drive engine has an extra 25 kilowatts more power.
Ooh. Bigger.
The Mitsubishi Triton four-wheel drive ute. Bigger than the other bugger. It is Mitsubishi.
It's David Smorgan. He would be absolutely delighted with his team today.
We saw him last week when they played the Kangaroos, getting extremely animated. I think the heart would be a lot more settled this afternoon. Yeah, could have gone the punch. West out wide, or that wasn't a great kick. Here's Ben Marsh to try and clear a path for his teammates. He does that. Smart. Pokes it out wide to Byrne. Just outside 50, Byrne gets a lead in the pocket from Biglands. Bassett now playing up forward on Credior.
Should have got it in there quicker. He had a one-on-one contest with Bassett in the goal square. Now you're going to have a 4-on-4.
I think Byrne's going to have a shot by the look of it. No, it sits up on the top of the square. Robran flew at Credior. The only bloke that can get the ball through the middle for it in the Adelaide goals at the moment.
Well, it's the way when your confidence is down, you're 50 out. You're always thinking, I probably won't kick it. So you got to get it in there quick, give someone a chance.
Curley takes it across half back, and they've done this well. They're just ganged up on the wing, flown. They've just had a great fluency along this wing this afternoon. Always getting the loose man. Contessa gets it over the top. Eagleton off his favoured left boot. Now they come charging out looking for a big mark. Hudson had it knocked away. Robbins, the pace. Superb. He can handball over the top. No, he goes himself and puts it through. There's another one.
Well, you'd have to say 3 goals. Robbins, you'd have to say it's a beautiful tap there by Caven if he was on the same team, because he just rolled that beautifully. And
Ben Hart in the hands of the trainers.
The Bulldogs have been inside 56 times this quarter, and they've kicked 6 goals. That just shows you how potent they've been.
13 minutes remaining. A pumped up Matthew Robbins. Not so pumped Gary Ayres. Wind from the middle. They're winning it out with consummate ease now. Jose's kick down towards the half-forward line. And a diving mark taken by Curley. Curley, Garlick, Eagleton, all those boys picking up possessions at will, and Hudson. Nice use of the body.
But you don't see that very often against Rashudo.
And he did it with ease, didn't he, Paul Hudson? He's got 3 goals. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 already in this quarter.
Just did it beautifully. Got his body just in the centre of Rashudo's.
This for his 32nd goal of the season. He drifts that well across the face, I'm afraid. There'll be no addition to the score.
It's the first time I've ever seen him kick the ball out of bounds on the full.
Yeah. Danny Southern looking on to the outer side. Brett James. Tyson Edwards. Edwards on centre wing. Looks towards Byrne and almost takes it at the back. It's socket out of his hands by McLeod. Down towards full forward. Back to McLeod again. The hand pass perhaps a little low. Oh, McLeod somehow got out of trouble. He put Byrne under the pump. Thank you very much. Croft gives it away to Curley, and they'll get out of trouble. Well, maybe that tells the story of their day. Dent on the outer side takes it now. Wine provides the shepherd. Dent kicks in towards Eagleton. He's been a bit of a live wire, especially in this second half, and now he's kicked it straight to Robran. Robran comes to Rashudo. Connell screaming for it, but he goes shorter to Smart. Nigel Smart is at half back. Thinks about Goodwin. And Simon Goodwin's been pretty quiet today. That's just kick number 6. Robran having his 11th kick. Stretching McGregor. Not a good kick. And
not a good day for Robran.
No.
Well, Gary Ayres.
So what is going to happen out of this game is that Hawthorn will remain in the 8 and Adelaide will remain outside it, as sides like the West Coast try and close in on them. Connell round the body. Again inside 50. Plunkett couldn't take it cleanly. The Dogs, however, have the numbers. It's going to be kept in play, given to Plunkett. Jim Plunkett's to Todd Curley is good football.
It's been good today, Plunkett.
Yep.
Gives him a bit of zip.
Spent a bit of time on the bench, but has certainly done a bit when he's got his chance. Jimmy?
Both times, both kicks have been good, Jimmy, haven't they, for Plunkett?
You're a hard man.
Just watch him just zipping out of the back line.
Yeah, that's it. Just get back on him, Jim.
Yeah.
Good. He's done a lot of work off the ball, hasn't he?
That's it.
He's the man who gets smart on the stadium surface. Bartlett couldn't take it. Robrin, as we said, has been quiet. Goes in towards Nigel Smart. Smart finds Gallagher in the centre. Going through the middle now. Gets it away. Taken by James. He looks in towards half forward. That's an atrocious kick. Straight to Cretiuk.
On the lead.
Cretiuk goes to Brown. Could be suffering from colour blindness. Scott West is on the outer side. He's still outside 50. Swings it in now with the left boot. What is going on here? He finds Nigel Smart.
Oh, Smart going backwards. Goodwin. Robrin, who takes the grab. 8 marks for Matthew Robrin today. Johnson, trouble there. And there was an Eagleton. He gave it up in the end, though. Gallagher escaping with it through the middle. Had to come back to his left side. That's where the Adelaide players up the ground were leading. And one of them, Bassett, comes out and takes the mark. There's a vacant square. He could think about having a shot, or he could go for a little pass into Ben Marsh.
He's got nobody down forward.
Well, with the breeze favouring the Crows, I'd say he'd be going for the shot here.
Righto, Dipper. So there he goes. Bassett. That's a kick that just lands on top of the square. Wind, the double fister. Contessa. Been good, hasn't he, today? Johnson, also excellent.
Gonna have to
Off
kick
half
it, Bradley.
back. Oh, Hart dropped it, looked at his hands, said, what's the matter with you? And the ball out of bounds. Ben Hart, very quiet day. 4 kicks, 3 handballs, and 1 mark.
Johnson, 28, 10 marks.
Bassett off for Vardy.
That told a tale, didn't it? The last goal for Adelaide, 25 minutes into the 3rd quarter.
Biglands and McLeod could have been held on that occasion, and he was. And he'll just cruise in and, well, he must have seen that caption because he's now gone in and kicked one.
Sometimes things happen by accident.
It's not like you did it on purpose.
And sometimes they don't.
I'm sorry we missed the movie. It's okay. It's not like you did it on purpose.
Donna and Greg, tonight on 7.
Then at 8 o'clock.
Tonight, Dick's in a dance contest. He wants to win.
Are you a dancer or a water buffalo?
But can he match it with Hot Shoe Harry?
I will dance with Nina and you will stay home.
It's every Martian for himself on Third Rock, tonight at 8 on 7.
8.5 minutes remaining. 60 points the margin. 10 goals exactly. Eagleton out of the middle, down towards Hudson. Oh, and he did well, Paul Hudson. Not so much with the hand pass to Curley, put him under the pump there. And then he grabs Gallagher, trying to make amends. Johnson is caught almost high. It comes to Robrin. The Bulldogs' attack is repelled as they go down towards half forward, but only as far as Dent. Dent finds Contessa. Contessa has been pretty good. 18 possessions to Eagleton. Another possession now for Contessa. Make that 19. In towards Johnston. If it sits, he'll kick a goal. He pops it over the top. Very unselfish to Brown, who can afford a smile and a short little pass. Don't be too clever, boys. He straightens it up.
They're having an argument over who's going to kick the goal, I think.
Well, it's going to be given to Paul Hudson.
I would have backed in Brown the way he's been kicking today from there. He's a lot closer.
Well, he kicked 4 straight, then he got another 2 in the 3rd quarter. Could have been going for number 7. But instead, Hutto's going for number 4. 42 metres out, almost stabs at that ball. Doesn't matter, he puts it through. She's becoming a bit of a percentage builder now, Jim.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I suppose when you got Hudson out there at centre-half forward, you always know he's going to kick the ball and kick a goal. So, no, they're just on target. And the way they've been moving the ball down forward from their half-back line, the Dogs have just been supreme and superior all day. And really, Adelaide haven't had anyone that's been able to stand up.
Well, not too many blokes with 6 goals to their name on the right side for a left footer would have passed that one, but they've got the team a goal, didn't it? 20 goals, 7, 127 to 8-13, 61. So last 7 minutes of this match, Wine, fantastic tap.
Ah, Romero's free.
And that is the decision that's made by Ray Kelsey. As the Dogs going forward, this time Bartlett was the target. They went out very wide though, and the ball over the line and out of bounds. An interchange taking place. Contessa off and Penny back on.
Although you'd think today they would have been able to expose their lack of height, Adelaide, but and particularly with Darcy going off, but they've never once threatened in the air.
No, Liberatore, Garlic. It's been the little men that have done a lot of the damage too, hasn't it? Up forward, Brown, Johnson, Hudson. Free kick going Adelaide's way out of that one. Caven taking it quickly now. Connell, he looks up and, well, he says Robin, so he goes for him. Oh, Robin handballing. I think a kick would have been better. Put Goodwin under a fair bit of pressure. And his hand pass, well, it was very cruel for Hart, but West just took it away comfortably. Dent under pressure. Goodwin backing back. Takes the mark. 20 goals, 7 to 8-13. McLeod. Hart. Sikalala. Inside 50. Didn't have a shot, but didn't direct his pass very well either. Straight to Rowan Smith, streaming out of the fence. Liberatore. Oh, that was a bad handball, wasn't it? And one a rare occasion for the day, missing the target, the Dogs through the middle. This is Penny. The advantage paid. And Penny hits his man, gets Hudson. Very keen to lay it off. And Penny again floating down, takes the mark.
Well, I mentioned it before. I've seen him now over the last 3-4 weeks, and he just seems to get a little bit better each time. Gets a little bit more of the footy. He's making smarter decisions, and they've got I spoke to Terry Wallace about him as well, and he reckons he's going to grow and mature into a pretty good player for them.
Only 30 out. Puts it through the slot. (21-7, 133 to 8-13, 61. 5 minutes remaining in this last quarter.
As you see here, Penny just coming around. Nice right foot kick into Hudson, and Hudson normally he would go back and just kick him from there. Just decided to wait for his teammate to come back and give it back to him.
Before putting it through the slot, according to Hutto. So this is turning out to be a very big win. 133 plays 61. Certainly wouldn't have thought that. And we learnt that Grant was out. Admittedly, Jarman was out for the Adelaide Crows. So to Kingsley Hunter, though, for the Bulldogs. So with those players to come back, an injury cloud over Dimatina. Here's Tyson Edwards and also Darcy. Edwards down to the forward line, and a good mark taken by Welch.
The Dogs have got the Brisbane Lions next weekend at the Gabba, who lost today.
Yeah, then Port Adelaide and then Carlton. So there's a couple of tests there for them. Adelaide, on the other hand, has Collingwood, Geelong and West Coast. 2 of those games, though, are at Football Park. They're going to need wins. That's the big thing. Welch kicks the goal, and Scotty Welch gets his 3rd goal.
Just trying to make the score a little bit more respectable, but really, it's I suppose it's a pity when you travel, you come from interstate, you got to put so much effort into an energy, and particularly today with so much on the line for Adelaide, you think they would have stood up.
Yes, it was well documented that, especially in South Australia, and I was there yesterday, that it was unquestionably the most important game for them for the season. However, let's not take any credit away from the Bulldogs, because they've been superb. Wine trying to get it down to Romero, but it's taken away by Tyson Edwards. Can he get it to Welch again? Well, he goes up towards full forward. Marsh was there. He couldn't take the mark. They wrestle it to the ground with Vardy at the bottom, and there will be a bounce with umpire Ray Kelsey.
Looks like he's a little bit sore.
Wine again. Dogs' defence has been very good all day. Romero had a great first quarter and has followed it up. Johnson goes wide at a centre wing. Penny under the pump. Romero, I think it is, ridden into the ground. And boy, well ridden too. Jose picks himself up. He's been very good. 27 possessions. Gives it off to Curley, who's also been effective. Up towards right half forward. Penny couldn't quite take the mark. Connell takes the hand pass, chips to centre wing and finds McLeod. Andrew McLeod. Robrin. And this is better because alone was Welsh at half forward. Scott Welch directly in front. The sting well and truly gone out of this game is going to have a shot. 50 out. Going for goal number 4. So far he's booted 40 for the season. Kicking from 51 metres. Kicking pretty well. And kicking a goal.
Well, he's been pretty accurate. And I suppose from his own point of view, it wasn't great early. He's come back with a few goals late in the game. He's now got 4. But obviously with Jarman out and also Burton, who kicked 3 last week, it just knocked their firepower a lot. It's probably a lot easier for the Bulldogs to cut down.
Burton was a loss, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And obviously Bickley out of the middle. I've missed him as well. We talked about injuries for the Bulldogs as well this afternoon. 21-7 to 10-13. Last couple of minutes of this match from Colonial. Sunday afternoon footy. Caven gets them going. Croft leading in the race and takes another good mark at full stretch.
It's been very good today.
8 marks, that is, for Matthew Croft.
It's tough.
And what about Liberatore? Another terrific performance. Possession number 19. Stitched up Simon Goodwin. Curley. Acrobatics were well worth it in the end. Look at Brad Johnson with a full head of steam. He can go all the way from here. Come on, Brad. Should kick the goal now. Puts a lot into it and lets us all down.
Just faded away to the right there. Hutto.
I tried to get it home.
No, you were pumped. You were all, in Dipper's words, all chooking up.
21-8. Playing 10-13. 1 minute 35 now on the clock. Welsh couldn't take it. Good tackle on Johnson. Welsh goes again. Garlick. Play on. Smart. Bulldogs crowd in full voice out there, enjoying the last few seconds of the victory. 1 minute and 16 remaining. Hudson through the middle. Romero versus McLeod. Pay that one to McLeod, who takes it away. He's had 32 possessions, in fact 33 possessions now, McLeod. Long kick, very long kick. Croft backing back and Krediuk and makes the spoil. 55 seconds left to go.
It's good Krediuk. I reckon he's probably thumped through about 4 or 5 points today. He's just always there on that last line of defence.
Here's Brown. He's been very good, Nathan Brown. To Scott West. Now Plunkett. One of the young brigade coming through to Rowan Smith. Smith looks inside 50. Edged out on that occasion was Bartlett. Now it's Goodwin. Chipping towards centre wing, the mark taken by Johnson. Kane Johnson looks ahead as Peter Vardy does well to take a fine mark. They want to finish on a high, the Crows. Welsh couldn't complete the mark. Krediuk paddling the ball along, pushes it wide towards Croft. Croft out in front of Rowan Smith. If it sits for Smith, he might give the Dogs a chance. He's in trouble. Gets the hand pass away to Johnson. Johnson off to Plunkett. Jimmy, you can finish it for the day. Plunkett goes for home. Which way will it bounce? On the siren.
That's
the one behind is...
That shouldn't be a behind, should it? If the siren goes and it's touched.
Well, the umpires have the final decision. The behind is on the board. The behind is on the board. And Dipper is on the ground, and I reckon he's heading for Nathan Brown.
I certainly have. Nathan Brown started the game off with 4 goals, finished with 6, and just a great win by the boys.
Oh, it's been a good win. I mean, put today down to Daniel Sullivan. He's been a great player, and apart from football, he's a great man too, so we all respect him very much.
He would have come to this game with a lot of confidence after last week's win.
Yeah, coming from behind last week was a real good catapult for the rest of our season. There's a few ghosts in the closet with Adelaide, but we've buried them today, I hope. So next week we go up to Brisbane, so hopefully we can have another win then.
Thanks for joining us, mate. Well played, buddy.
Right, thanks, Dip.
Thank you, Dipper, for that. And that is an emphatic 60-point win to the Western Bulldogs. They led by 33 points at half-time and really went on with the job in the second half. Their major contributors, Nathan Brown, he booted 6. Paul Hudson booted 4. Matthew Robbins kicked 3. Rowan Smith and Brad Johnson 2 apiece with Jose Romero, and singles to Luke Penny and Trent Bartlett. The final score, the Western Bulldogs 21-8, Adelaide 10-14.
This match in the 2000 AFL season, proudly brought to you by The Advertiser, fresh from the field, Sip and Save, Repco, Big League Legends, Amy, Coca-Cola, get caught red-handed, Mitre 10, Ultratune, in tune with you and your car, and Medibank Private.
This news update brought to you by Colonial's personal insurance portfolio.
Good afternoon. Coming up at 6 on 7 News, the nationwide manhunt continues for a man believed responsible for the backpacker mass murder. A vicious mass stabbing in the city. 3 people were taken to hospital with wounds. And tragedy at an air show as a homemade plane folds in 2 in midair before exploding into a fireball on the ground. And Iron Mike Tyson wins the fight, then loses his marbles in a post-Rumble rant and rave session. You'll hear it all at 6.
Children, praise be.
Not since Popstars has TV been this revealing.
I think I found one. He's round the corner, though. There you go. Are you a single man?
We pick a stranger off the street.
You pick any girl. I do the talking.
And find their perfect partner.
Across the road there, dead.
Oh, that's quite a long sighting, AJ. Excuse me. Are you single? Yeah, I am.
Then be a fly on the wall for the big date.
You can't be a chauvinist.
Look all right, eh? What do you reckon, eh?
Get ready for 7's all-new series.
I reckon I can get this girl.
Street Mate starts tonight at 7.
So exciting, wake into a brand new day. Only Coca-Cola makes you feel this way. Time for some fun, come on, enjoy. Enjoy the magic that never ends. Enjoy the moments, Coca-Cola,
Impulse Roller Shutters Factory Direct Sale is now on. This month, save a whacking 35% off. And if you get the whole house done, save 50%. That's right, half price. Factory Direct and locally made means you can save up to 50% on roller shutters. Impulse, the South Australian Shutter Company's Factory Direct Sale. Call Impulse now on 131178. 131178. Open 7 days a week for your convenience.
I remember sitting in school, my last couple of classes, I used to get butterflies just thinking, you know, I've got training tonight. You know, I had heroes in Dermot Brereton's and Matthew Larkin.
That'll be 3 of them, and he has!
Really make every opportunity count.
Sensational play by the skipper.
To win as many premierships possible. North Melbourne players are closer than any other side. Fairly competitive as far as golf's concerned. Obviously the 98 losing grand final. The 2 winning grand finals that I've played in. You know, it's very important to really enjoy it.
At a new Adelaide Metro Go Zone, 7:30am to 6:30pm, Monday to Friday, you'll never wait longer than 15 minutes for a bus. Look for a red Go Zone stop.
Look for the sign. 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%. Yes, it's a sellout now at Zammels with up to 50% off everything in store. Look for the sign. Zammels Jewelers.
This match in the 2000 AFL season. Proudly brought to you by The Advertiser, fresh from the field, Amy, and Repco, big league legends.
Good afternoon. Our Sunday football continues with highlights from another match played today between Brisbane and Carlton up at a packed Gabba. Your commentators are Drew Morford, Matt Campbell and Malcolm Blight, and we pick it up 4 minutes into the first quarter and it's 1 point each.
So Carlton will work it out easily. Christou. Player on his own in the middle of the ground was Mansfield, and he's away. Got the player on the lead, Franchino. Good work from Carlton. They've worked it up the ground quite easily. 3 possessions, low kick to Whitnall, and that's a training drill from Carlton. Just how it works on a Thursday or Friday night. So Lance Whitnall, who has been in outstanding form this season, 45 goals, 4th on the AFL ladder for goal kicking. For the first goal this Sunday afternoon at the Gabba, and no problems for Big Lance.
Yes, what an outstanding talent. To Carlton under the father and son rule, and isn't he repaying them back? He's had a great goal kicking, as Matthews mentioned, and there's that kick actually fell short. I thought Malloy was probably trying to read it a bit longer than that, and you can't do that up forward, particularly when you're playing behind. And so the first goal to Carlton through Lance Whitnall.
Umpire John Harvey with the bounce, in charge with Michael Vozzo and Andrew Coates. Porter gets over the top to get it down towards Bradley, who couldn't handle. Champion. And he's held up. And John Harvey will have to bounce again. Porter's made a pretty good return.
It's amazing too. Michael Voss on Brett Rattle. Oh, it's just everywhere you look over the ground, there's just hope they all play on each other.
For the whole day?
Yeah.
Camporelli getting through the pack to Ratton. Kicked by Ratton inside the 50. Oh, Malloy missed it. And Whitnall gets his second.
Hasn't he been a great starter this year? He's kicked a lot of goals early in the game and broken games over, and that was just Jared Malloy overrunning the ball. And unfortunately in football, if you don't take your chance in front where you should be rewarded, it got behind, and a lucky goal, but Jared Malloy had his chance.
The umpire's just putting the middle stump back in now.
Yeah, one of the things there, he almost went one-handed, didn't he? I mean, you've got to try and get your body behind it first and foremost rather than a hand.
So Whitnall, a fantastic start for him. McDonald getting the hand on it. Quick kick from Darryl White. Mansfield with a two-handed punch. Lappin followed on, did likewise, got it forward, but the numbers are with Carlton. Ange Christou going back. Lappin's followed on. Clever handball in the end because he freed up Mansfield, who just gave it away to Champion. Through some traffic. Not a good kick, it's smothered, and Carlton should clear. McKay, Camporelli now. 2-on-1 the Lions. Chris Johnson, who is enjoying his best football since moving to Brisbane, and it is in defence. Lovely kick to White. Ooh, coming in low. Play on the call. Here's Fletcher now for Carlton. Hamill's on a long lead. The kick gets him. So they've turned it over very effectively at the moment, Carlton.
Super play from Porter in the centre. He absolutely risked himself, didn't he?
White was playing about 50 metres off Koutafidis. They look as though they might play their own game, and White's ball all over.
Yeah. So Aaron Hamill, who behind Koutafidis and Whitnell, their third best kicker for the year with 24, and unfortunately for him, this time it's his second behind already. So Whitnell has 2 goals, Harrell has 2 points, and it is the Blues leading by 13 early in the game.
Tell you what I've noticed early, a lot of Carlton fans here. They've got them all over the country.
Yeah, they certainly have, and there's a large supporter group here in Brisbane.
Scott has it, still in the back pocket. And people still getting to their seats. This will be a monster crowd here today. And a magnificent kick. He had 1 centimetre to spare. Ackermanis takes the mark. Gets rid of Bradley over the boundary line, but the umpire says you've got to come back and kick over the mark.
You've also got these two running around together, and you've also got Sean Hart and Scott Camporelli. So it's an amazing game.
Ball gets to the back of the pack. Well read by Bradshaw. Power might have been a bit lucky, but he played in front. Got the mark. You would have thought the kick by Bradshaw would have travelled further than that. But Luke Power, who's been in great goal-kicking touch. Goal-kicking small man on the forward line. Oh, it's a good kick. Home she goes. Lions' first goal. It's 2 to 1-1.
Yes, and some fellas really improved. Bradshaw did very well then. Just got the boot to ball, and like all good forwards from 50-50s, Luke Power playing in front on the low mark. And then what's improved also, Matt, has been his kicking, hasn't it? He's been a much straighter kick.
Yeah, it was that little chip kick they used to try before. Now was for the season, he's kicked 32 goals, 10. Well, proving to be one of the most dangerous half-forward or goal-kicking half-forwards in the AFL. 23 in the last 7 weeks, so got to the stage where he's averaging over 3 a game, and very, very straight. The bounce favours Koutafidis, quickly out of the centre. Houghton and Leppich with Voss with Ratton. Voss released, hoping Leppich was there. Leppich looking for the boundary. Good tackle by Trent Houghton. The ball is still going. Oh! Heavy clash of bodies between 2 Lions. Shattuck and Leppich, but they've worked it out. Johnson, the 1-2 with Voss. Lost it to Franchina. Hickmont over the top for Ratton, getting there late wide, but Ratton's kick is just going to the line, and Malloy safely marking. Now they look to switch it. Well, Hart left Camporelli. He's got it now. Spreads to the wing. Chris Scott provides the run for him. A little bit of time for Scott towards the forward 50. Getting back and taking a good mark, Andy McKay. Here's Camporelli now, enjoying that bit of space, and amazingly, space is what Trent Houghton has at the moment. Short kick, want to be spot on, it is. Darren Hume marking just outside his forward 50. Wants Whitnell. A little bit of a stumble from Malloy's enough. Well, it was Chris Scott who was helping out. And just 5 or so metres before Whitnell got to the ball, Scott just losing half his footing. And so Lance Whitnell, what a start this will be.
Well, at this rate, he'll kick about 35 goals to go.
Freddie Fanning's record will be in danger.
Yes, but what happens when the supply dries up? Whitnell will now move up the ground, Hamill will go back, and they'll just do switcheroos in the forward line. So just completely off balance defences.
Well, only from 15 metres directly in front. It should be Lance Whitnell stirred for the quarter, and he just sneaks it in.
On Today Tonight, paid by the taxpayer to smoke instead of work.
It's causing an enormous amount of tension.
Public servants caught puffing away while workmates do their jobs. Some taking up to 6 breaks a day.
I think it's a ploy against smokers.
$2 billion a year lost and we all pay. Plus the little Adelaide girl deprived of her inheritance.
It's very upsetting.
Left this house by her dead father. But his ex-girlfriend moved in rent-free and refuses to leave. And our free tax hotline, 6:30 Monday.
Cells protect us on the inside. Now there's a cell that helps protect us on the outside. It's the result of Goa. A safety program that exceeds world-class standards. The Toyota Safety Cell. One of your body's best defense mechanisms.
Now, class, what is A&R famous for?
Computers.
But A&R sell hundreds of other items for home and business as well. Printers, scanners, computer desks, computer chairs, speakers, screens, CD burners, blank CDs, joysticks, printer supplies, games, mice and more. And kiddies, who sells all this at low prices?
A&R.
A&R Computers, Port Adelaide and Melrose Park.
Impulse Roller Shutters Factory Direct Sale is now on. This month, save a whacking 35% off. And if you get the whole house done, save 50%. That's right, half price. Factory Direct and locally made means you can save up to 50% on roller shutters. Impulse, the South Australian Shutter Company's Factory Direct Sale. Call Impulse now on 131178. 131178. Open 7 days a week for your convenience.
Here's an unbelievable offer from Proud Australia Holidays this winter. Buy one 2-night Murray River cruise for $649 and receive another cruise free. That's only $325 per person. Or buy one 5-night cruise for $1,518 and receive another cruise free. That's only $759 per person. Everything is included. All meals, stateroom accommodation and daily shore excursions. Buy one, get one free Murray River cruise. Phone 8231 9472.
Strength is measured in pounds. Speed is measured in seconds. Courage? You can't measure courage.
Enjoy the internet with iPrimus. And for $24.95 a month, unlimited hours, you'll get the speed you need.
Mom?
Primus Telecom. Put a smile on your dial. Phone 1300 858585.
So Justin Lepich is now the man to look after the goal kicker. Whitnell, who's kicked 3 in the opening 10.5 minutes. Beau McDonald wins in the middle. It's sharked by Camporelli. They've worked it beautifully after a losing ruck. Franchina's kick. On the lead is Hamill. And at the moment, the Lions' backs can't take a trick. It's either Hamill or Whitnell carving them up.
It's also Camporelli coming off the back of the square with heart and running forward that's causing some trouble. He's already had 6 touches, Camporelli.
Well, if things go according to plan, he'll kick it behind. 3 goals to Whitnell, 3 points to Hamill.
Big deep breath for Aaron Hamill. Distance shouldn't be a bother, but after a couple of misses early, just don't know what's going through his mind. A hush over the Gabba. Carlton fans behind the goals like it. That's his first. Two to 1-1.
The irony of this is that they've been chess marks virtually.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been leading players, kicks falling short or just good kicks, rather than high marks. Very dangerous players. They're both fit young fellas, aren't they, Whitnell and Hamill? And that quick kick out, and this is where a good forward should be, just as the ball is in a 50-50, just move to the front, and sometimes you get a cheap kick. And a pretty good kick in the end.
Well, Hamill now moved back to the goal square with Malloy, and as you mentioned, Malcolm, Whitnell out around the 50 with O'Reilly at centre-half forward. So the forward line for Carlton working at the moment, back in the centre. Bradley goes to ground from the hip and shoulder from Lawrence. A scramble of players. There'll be another ball up.
Malcolm, just the tactics with Camporelli. He's not playing as a wingman. He's starting the bounce at the back end of the centre square and just charging in.
That's exactly right. And all he has to do is go one way then. Hart's got the problem. Does he go back and drop off and create, or does he go by himself?
Bounce again from umpire Vozzo. There's Camporelli again. Underneath was Voss. It spills for Ackermanis. He's caught. Good tackle. Numbers there again to Carlton. Didn't take clean possession. Another smother. Need a clean possession. Who's going to give it to anybody? White. Christou up and under. Favours Chris Scott. You'd back him in the air, but Fletcher does extremely well to bring it to ground. Scott heard the voice from Johnson. He goes to ground. Carlton again. Hassling, harassing. Koutafidis. Not clean again. Real scramble of play here. Fletcher goes to ground. Champion in there with Ashcroft. Crowd wanting some sort of free kick, but it's not to be. It'll be another bounce down.
Strategically, going back to that Camperelli bit, that means they've got 7 in their forward line, only 5 in Carlton's. The scoreboard will now dictate what happens from there. Right. Carlton forward line far too open, really. They'll kick a lot of goals if it stays like that.
McRae slapped it forward looking for Hart. The only man there was Ratton. Left foot around the body. Whitnell edges Lepich under the ball. Lappin coming back to help out. Slaps it forward. Scott there for the Lions. Beaten to it by Franchina. Good work again. It ends up with Fletcher. Carlton doing very well in close, but the kick falls for Justin Lepich.
Lepich across the far side of the ground for Johnson. Hamill is quick though. He's bigger but very quick, and he made up metres on Johnson. And the ball goes out of play. Well played, Aaron Hamill. And with the tactics employed by Carlton, I wonder what role. See, Wayne Britton has a lot to say on match days and the planning, and his background with Brisbane might be helping him make the plans against the Lions.
Yeah, well, at the moment, you know, Lee Matthews has obviously gone in a plan trying to match up theirs, and it's forcing an open forward line.
Christou's kick inside the 50. Hume from near the boundary line. Discipline to Houghton. Ball's punched away, but it's out in front of goals. This could be dangerous. Ratton the hand pass back. Fletcher for the Blues. Back he comes. Hickmott. And a disappointing kick from a standing start behind.
It's been an outstanding form, Adrian Hickmott. Doing work at both ends of the ground and doing a lot of the hard work and still picking up possessions. A terrific game last week against Adelaide at Optus as Johnson finds Ashcroft from the kick in. It's a 20-point margin to Carlton. They've certainly started well. Ashcroft, his target are the 243s. Koutafidis and McDonald. The spoil from Koutafidis. Ackermanis up and under. Tough one to mark. Christou has the sit. Strong punch. Here's power now for the Lions. Got it the champion. One-on-one inside 50. Lynch against Silvani. Bounces past both of them and ends up with Beaumont, who got back to help out first. So exciting when you see two great players running for the ball like Lynch and Silvani. Another bad bounce. Scott the dummy. Short kick, spotted short half, and almost got there. Here's a chance for McRae. He's got champion. Decides to use a left foot. Up and under, and it's all Carlton back there. And the mark will be taken by Camperelli. Probably should have used champion in hindsight. Now they'll switch it to Rice. Rice to the outer wing. Whitnell there with Johnson. Bit of a mismatch there. Whitnell gets the free kick for holding.
So Lance Whitnell really covering ground. Here he is back at half-back flank, having opened the game with 3 goals in the opening 10.5 minutes. And what a game by Camperelli, the last man back in defence. Whitnell up short of half forward. And Mansfield takes a good mark in a pack. Kick by Michael Mansfield. Well, camped under it, Fletcher. Top high. White put him under pressure, and Fletcher stood his ground.
Yeah, look, the game's going to have to change now because this is Brisbane are actually being reactive.
Yeah.
What they've got to do is try and find some space now for themselves to get some run through their forward line. It's really stop-start for them.
Fletcher's kick for goal. It's right. It's right. It gets back in for a goal.
And perhaps just to go on with that, I mean, the matchups are fine, and I mean, you can do all that, but at the moment, you're not winning the footies. You tend to be second-guessing what Carlton are doing. Everyone's got a man and following someone.
Yep.
So I think sometimes when it gets like this, and you're already 4 goals is getting out of hand, so you actually do a change now. I reckon you just call all those off and just let them play and see what happens.
Be entertaining for us, though, if it keeps up like this, because it's nice and open and marks on the forward lines.
Well, Carlton continue with their good start and their ability to take marks at the moment. Has given them a 26-point margin. McDonald is winning the ruck out of the centre to the same spot. White's kicked forward. Lawrence couldn't mark it. Heavy work from Voss. Mansfield on top of it. Gets a free kick, which I guess in hindsight is a little bit lucky, but it doesn't matter because he's given it to Koutafidis and they're away again, the Blues. Lepich and Whitnell over the back. Needs support, Leppich. Lappin coming through, forcing it out in front of him. Will it get to the boundary first? He's happy to do it now. If that's could be construed as deliberate if the first one was, but we'll leave that alone as Franchina stays with Lappin. As we go back to Mansfield, I think it's against Lawrence for across the head. There it is.
Well, it's actually missed him, but
yeah,
looked bad.
Here's Koutafidis. Back to Hamill. Gee, that's gone high. Anyone's marked there. Fletcher with Scott. Here's Whitnell. Back to Fletcher. Leppich got there first. Oh, Hickmott pushed out of it. And Ashcroft gets through some traffic. But the free kick goes back. Yeah, it's a fair call from looking at the way I first saw it, Malcolm.
Yeah. See John Harvey there saying you pushed him. Bit softish again, wasn't it?
Yeah, he made sure he saw it too. But another chance for Carlton. What a start by the Blues.
It's got to change.
Quite amazingly, and I think incorrectly, they started this game as underdogs. From 40 metres, Adrian Hickmott, no problems. Carlton on fire together.
Are you sure you know what you're doing, Frank?
Everything's tied off. I'm safe.
Do you want me to move the car?
Did you know that if your car's insured with Amy, you can get up to 45% discount on our home and contents insurance?
From the director of Gladiator, Demi Moore as you've never seen her before.
A woman's gonna last a week.
She's out to succeed where most men fail.
There's a lot of people who don't want to see you finish.
Sexy superstar Demi Moore. The premiere G.I. Jane tonight.
Dinosaurs are at McDonald's. In celebration of Walt Disney Pictures movie Dinosaur, play McDonald's McHatch Match and Win, and you could win trips to Hollywood flying Air New Zealand. Match a complete dinosaur and win one of many great prizes. So get cracking to McDonald's.
Come and see a pro at ProFix. Wanna get a price, you've got it. The right advice, you've got it. Wanna get the best, well, put them to the test. You wanna save, come on, get going. Join the people in the know and come and see a pro at ProFix. Yeah, come and see a pro at ProFix.
Exercise. You only have to take it regularly, not seriously.
With the biggest range of trucks, everything from utes and vans to trays and prime movers, we've got just the right one for your needs. Budget drives your dollar further.
Calling all shops and businesses. Have you got your free $200 GST voucher yet? A&R are registered GST suppliers, so bring in your voucher and use it to start getting GST ready. At A&R, buy or rent using your GST voucher to help cover the costs, or get new business software, MyOb, Quicken and more. A&R computers are registered GST suppliers, so G, see you soon. Port Adelaide and Melrose Park.
Here's an unbelievable offer from Proud Australia Holidays this winter. Buy one 2-night Murray River cruise for $649 and receive another cruise free. That's only $325 per person. Or buy one 5-night cruise for $1,518 and receive another cruise free. That's only $759 per person. Everything is included. All meals, stateroom accommodation and daily shore excursions. Buy one, get one free Murray River cruise. Phone 8231 9472.
Beware the avalanche.
For those who pay the ultimate price, the mountain becomes their grave.
It's one powerful monster that instills terror and fear.
If you're complacent, it will kill you.
Storm Force, Monday on 7.
Let's go back to the Gabba now. It's a full house and it's the second quarter. We're 3 minutes in and Carlton have stretched their lead to 4 goals.
So it's still the 4-goal margin.
So it's somebody like Luke Power who's got to run goalwards and get the flip over the back of a pack.
Yeah, you've got to change it up, but when it's just not quite working for them, so you just run to the back. Just
look at Craig Bradley. What a mark.
Well, Akamanis has been beaten twice in the air now. That's just not, he's a ground player, but you've actually got to practice your punching skills as well. And Mackay beat him before, and now Bradley.
Well, there's the oldest man in the competition doing what he's really not entitled to be doing. And a shepherd off the play, downwind Akamanis. Bradley had about a 20-metre run to centre the ball and then to a big pack. Koutafidis at ground level, flips the ball out, and a chance for Christou. He's made, he bounces it for goal.
Well, you mightn't see many better things on a footy ground than what I just saw then with Anthony Koutafidis. Have a look at this. Scoops it in one hand, picks it up the other, shelves it out, legal, and then an outside the left foot kick from his mate Ange Christou. I mean, that is classical football, and Koutafidis will get a handball probably in the stats, but what a great setup. Fantastic play from Carlton.
One of the best goals of the season, and they'll take 50% share. Koutafidis and Christou. That was outstanding football. And they're working it out of the centre once again. Bradley, who's had a quiet first quarter, has been involved heavily. Another free kick there. Crude tackle from Hart. Yeah, Bradley just the one handball in the first quarter. Already 3 times now, and he's got the kick to the run of Camporelli. So Carlton doing it quite easily at the moment. They just appear to be playing a little bit smarter.
Well, McDonald in the middle then is pushing down to the left-hand side with his right hand. That's where Carlton is sitting. He needs to now to push that offside hand in the centre of the ground. He's getting his hand on the ball, but it's just not working for them.
Camporelli, 19-14 for the season. This kick shouldn't present too many problems for him. Just about 30 metres on a 45-degree angle. It's just going to sneak in the right side of the post. Carlton get another one, 2 for the quarter. So Camporelli's first. And they continue to run hard, especially from the middle, and proving all sorts of problems for the Lions.
Yes, it is. Their takeaways have just been much better. And they kick off the ground. This is bad luck from Sean Hart. He chased hard. Bradley actually slipped that caused him the problem. But as a player goes to ground, you actually have to be careful. I mean, you don't need to charge, and he's already on the ground. So, yeah, but the slip probably caused that. And then an easy kick to the run of Camporelli.
And Camporelli, who's been so damaging now. Back in the middle, 8-4 to 2 goals for. And Carlton continuing on their merry way as Porter wins in the middle. Boy, Malloy went through and crunched the pack. Socket away by Hart. He gives chase again. Run down from behind by Camporelli. Brilliant running. Mackay pick up off the deck. Hickmott to Camporelli, who leaves it for Hume. Taken by Johnson for the Lions. They need to lift and find something. Power sold into trouble. He lost it to Rice. It spills to Mackay. His hand pass too slick for Camporelli. Well, the umpire let it go for a while. It flips out the back to Rice. Hassled by Power. Still with Dean Rice. At the back, Fletcher. And the hand pass just missing Hickmott. And out of bounds.
Big play that now. After so many players have spent so much energy, what happens generally in this situation? Someone can get an easy kick, and it's a crucial time now. Someone's got to dig deep here for both sides.
I'll tell you what, that's a problem when Chris Scott is picking up Cooter. Scott found himself as a ruckman for the boundary throw.
Well, the free kick was off the ball. It was a holding free kick, and it went to Hart. And he plays on to Chris Scott, who managed to get himself around the back. He's going to run into trouble. Luckily, Hart was a left footer there, and he hooked it back inside 50. Too many players inside 50. Huge punch from Mansfield. Robbins on the ground for his first touch in quite a while. And there's Mansfield tackled. Here's a chance for Lawrence. He picks it up, Koutafidis style. But it's Rice there for Carlton. Needs support, gets it. Bad handball, they're going to give it up. Here's Fletcher searching for the boundary, or Koutafidis. Cooter keeps it in as only he can. Back towards Franchina. Power there for the Lions. Franchina grabs him. Umpires are willing to let it go. Now it spills out to Lawrence. Ducks under Koutafidis' tackle. It's still going. The whistle's been put away. Mansfield, he gets caught high. It's still going. It'll go forever. Boundary throw in. And listen to the Gabba crowd. They want the deliberate kick from John Harvey. And he says, no way.
Well,
signs that the game's closing up a bit.
That's hard work.
Yeah.
It is hard work.
Here's Koutafidis with Notting. Falls down towards Scott. Scott around the body, needs a chest mark there. McDonald, the big fella, can he pick it up? He can't. Going through Christou, another solid tackle. And it'll be another ball up. Gee, it is hard work at the moment. It's real hard stuff to get clear with a possession. Almost impossible at the moment.
Well, when you've only got 2 players over the halfway mark in the Carlton forward line, this is what happens. It's, great. It's tight footy, but is it the right thing for footy? Is my question.
26 players inside the forward 50 at the moment for Brisbane. Tap, Ashcroft, round the body. Gee, it looks all right. Great touch on the line by Simon Beaumont just to behind.
Certainly a different looking game from what it was in the first quarter.
As we watch this snap, just when you fall forwards by standing up, if Daniel Bradshaw could have just stood up then and actually keeps the player away from the ball more, his reach, some players fall over like that, just lean forward, gives players a chance to touch it.
Christou had kicked in, but the whistle's gone, and Craig Bradley is going off with the blood rule. Freeborn comes on for the Blues.
And Brisbane still going man on man in their zone. So here we go. Accidents happen in these situations.
That was the tightest bunch at centre-half back I think I've ever seen as Christou kicks in. The first to break is Hume. And Hume, an uncontested kick in between half-back and wing, almost a half-forward already to Houghton. White with him. White tunnels it. The umpires are letting it go for a fair time. But now eventually the umpire comes in and will ball it up, Michael Vozzo. Chris Johnson, 5 possessions so far. Not really a super hot day here in Brisbane, so not too bad for the visitors. In fact, Melbourne gave Brisbane a hotter day down in Melbourne for round 1. It was a stinking hot day.
Hickmont, free kick goes, centres it to O'Reilly. The run was there from Fletcher, who's proving dangerous. Now on the mark, O'Reilly to play on, and terrific hard running from Brett Ratton. He's got to play in the goal square. It's a poor kick. It might not come off, and Leppich gets a hand though. Free kick. And look at Justin Leppich. Well, it's been marched back to the line there for abusive language. I didn't see it, Malcolm.
Grabbed him high, just hit him high. Oh, look. Everyone thinks I'm being critical because I say that why do that? The umpire's not going to change his mind. You can have a quiet word to him without carrying on like that.
Franchina's kicked the goal. It's Carlton's third for the corner.
It's just a pointless exercise. You can get your point across to an umpire without making him look like a dill, and that's what they do.
True, I agree, but it's also a pointless exercise for the umpire to continue talking to the player. I mean, he's made his decision. He should walk away. Like for 10 or so seconds after Leppich's there, that's fair enough, Malcolm, I agree with you. But after the kick, the umpire was still talking to Justin Leppich. All it does is inflame the situation.
Well, the fiery redhead Justin Leppich giving away a 50-metre penalty. Well, it was only about 5 metres from goal, but it made it a certainty for Franchina. And Carlton have added 3 goals to 0 at the start of this second quarter and lead 9-4 to 2 goals 5. Back with umpire John Harvey in the centre. Well, the Brisbane fans, they've taken to Australian football, and they reckon they know what's going on, and they're hooting at the umpires at the moment. Things not quite going Brisbane's way. Hart to Voss. The Lions need to get a few together. Kick by Voss. Scott just outside the 50. Voss doubling past. Well, he can kick him from 80. Surely he can kick one from 60. To full forward, Lynch. And a couple of times in marking contests, Lynch against Silvani, 2-0 Lynch. Alistair Lynch missed the round 1 game at Optus Oval in the hot conditions with his chronic fatigue syndrome. He was rested that day. Bradshaw replaced him and kicked 4. Lynch, well, he's got it, only just.
Well, You could almost say they tried to overuse it. They tried to bring players in, and Voss was good enough to get out of it. So, and once again, from a standing start, the ball's going to fall short. And Lynch does play front, doesn't he? He's pretty honest in that regard. And once again, the kick just enough. And once again, it's that 6-goal margin, isn't it? Just under, and it's still manageable. Not impossible, but Carlton are playing very well.
They're playing terrifically well. Lynch has 2. And a much-needed goal for the Lions. And, well, the crowd certainly want to get them involved. They're looking for a bit of a spurt. The backhander from McDonald fell to Koutafidis. They push it forward. Johnson in the right spot for the Lions. Oh, great work from Freeborn. Voss was gathered up quickly. Robbins just out the corner of his eye spotted Lappin. Give on the up to Lepic. A fumble, but he has time. He's got to go towards Bradshaw. He's got to kick it long. High ball. Bradshaw there. Going over the left hand and spoiling was Mansfield. Carlton will search for the boundary. Rice ridden into the ground by Power. It's all Carlton here. Koutafidis get his hand on the ball in the second quarter. Fletcher. Give. 1-2 from Hickmont. Gets it back. All alone is O'Reilly. He's got 35 metres on his own. Lepic has to chase. No one inside the forward 50. He's got to go. Lepic gets there, and all he can do is kick it up in the air. Will it bounce through miraculously? No, it hits the boundary post, the behind post, and it'll be a throw-in. And in effect, really, that's a good result for Carlton, because they had no one up there whatsoever, and now they've got a boundary throw-in.
Darren Hulme limping off. He looks in a bit of trouble, actually. I just caught my eye. He couldn't run forward to help out O'Reilly.
Big leap by White at the back. And the ball's closer to the 50-metre line. It was a great chase by Lepic, though. Took out his anger on the opponent, got down there. And...
He's still angry.
Oh, yeah. And there's Hume. Back of the leg, hamstring. That'd be the bad news for the Blues. There's Voss crunching into Silvani. Stars all around the park here today at the Gabba. Umpire Harvey says the ball's held in. Temper's fraying a little bit. Well, Brisbane, they've beaten the Blues up pretty badly the last couple of times here at the Gabba. So far, they've been beaten up today. And there might be a bit of a schoolyard scrap before this day's over. Whistle's been put away again. The players hesitated there as though there was going to be a whistle, or left it to each other, and eventually the ball back out of bounds. Roy playing in defence the last couple of weeks. Koutafidis in ruck, and once again Scott his opponent and gets into his back. So that matchup makes it interesting when you get to a boundary throw in. Kouta becomes a ruckman. What does Scott do?
Struggles.
Free kick to Kouta, and look at this. Whitnell leading away from Lepic. He's had a frustrating few minutes, Justin Lepic.
Well, that's the beauty of Koutafidis. At the moment, it's if you get the small on him, he can actually tear you apart in ruck work.
Whitnell for his fourth. And that didn't leave the boot well, away to the right.
So the margin now straight 6 goals as Darren Hume gets a good, long, hard stretch on that left hamstring. And Carlton employing the zone here as Chris Johnson wanting some options for Brisbane. Lepic is his desired pick. Hamill with a spoil. Play on over the back. Lepic wanted the free kick. Carlton playing with the whistle. Ratton. Hickmont in the middle. We had Freeborn. Carlton players everywhere. They should get a free possession inside 50. His kick up towards Whittle. Might bounce through. It will. It's a goal on the Freeborn.
Whoa, here come the Repco Big League legends. Bosch brake pads, asbestos-free, 12-month, 20,000-kilometre warranty from $48 a pair. Munro Sensor Track gas shockers, 2-year unlimited kilometre warranty from $99 a pair. Pyroil and Sync Power fuel injector bonus packs just $6.95 each. Valvoline XLD Gold Label 20W50 Premium Motor Oil, 5.5 litres, only $13.45. Legendary brands at legendary prices. Available at all Repco stores.
How's it going, Dolly?
Good. Every time you have a beer, the treasurer takes his share. in excise.
Hey, did you watch footy the other
Yeah,
night?
what a great game.
So close.
But watch out, he's about to help himself to almost twice as much excise when GST comes in. Double the excise,
Believe it.
plus GST.
He didn't think you'd notice.
Don't let him get away with it. Shout your protest now. Authorised by Walter Bino for the Australian Associated Brewers, Sydney.
At Budget, we've got the biggest range of cars and trucks. Every car is virtually brand new, and we keep every one sparkling. And fresh. Budget drives your dollar further.
Strength is measured in pounds. Speed is measured in seconds. Courage? You can't measure courage.
If you're in business, an industry super fund like the Australian Retirement Fund can help you as well as your employees.
The Australian Retirement Fund was my first choice. It suits me because there are no administration hassles and no charges to my business. There are no agents' commissions for me or my employees, like Jeff, to pay.
It's our super. And with the Australian Retirement Fund, we get all the profits.
They like it. I like it.
Phone 1800 133 122 for a free information kit or to find out how the Australian Retirement Fund looks after employers as well as employees. It's the super of the future.
Millions more people are travelling to the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games on one brand of tyre. Goodyear, the eye in the sky, helping to take the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games to the world.
If it only saves you once a year, it's a good year.
Turn that problem-shaded garden into a vibrant, colourful landscape with these amazing water-saving plants and creating the perfect roast.
And tastes just wonderful.
Belinda's Secrets revealed on Better Homes, Tuesday, 7:30. Then at 8. Feel like adventure? Then you can't beat Tassie for an unforgettable holiday experience.
There is so much more to this place than just awesome scenery.
And discover why Aussie tourists have made Penang the place to go on the Great Outdoors, Tuesday.
Well, Carlton have had a big second quarter. It's now 28 minutes in and their lead is out to 58 points.
Boundary throw in Noble against O'Reilly. Bradley got past a couple of tackles, then forces it forward to the centre of the ground. Malloy used his body, got it out towards Power, who's now further up the ground. Little give over to Ashcroft. All the players in the one half of the ground at the moment, virtually except for Whitnell and White. Very congested as Nottingham is tackled by Rice and the ball is over for another boundary throw. And so Carlton prepared to get the numbers back, get a congested area and then run. And run hard.
Reckon it's great for footy, this?
No, I don't think it is. No.
I'll play it. So I don't.
Because you don't see enough one-on-one contests. But Ratton, who is just getting possessions at will, kicks it forward. Once again, here's Lappin in the right spot. Spotted a player. The left foot is good. It's brilliant, actually, Houghton. Now they've got another player running. And that player is Hickmott. Hickmott goes in for another one for the Blues. And half-time just can't come quick enough for Brisbane. That's 8, Drew. 8 for the quarter.
Yep, 8 goals, 3 for the quarter after a 6-goal, 3 first quarter. And Brisbane have kicked 1-4 in this term. Well, tell you what, Blighty, it might be good for football, but it's certainly not good for football in Brisbane. They've come here expecting a huge day, and they are stunned. Houghton in ruck. Noble beats him. Kuta-Fides just sweeps it across to Bradley, and there'll be another goal coming up here. The kick by Bradley. Whitnell has to double back. White is there. Whitnell! Oh, couldn't White get to it.
Same spot? Yeah, same spot. When a graph's done of this game, you'll just see that the Carlton just play that one side on the right-hand side and just make a cakewalk out of the middle. It's
reminiscent of Brisbane against the Kangaroos in the second quarter where they kicked 10, where they were winning the knock as well to the same spot.
Yeah.
Well, the Lions a chance to counter-attack, just looking for their second goal for the term. What hope against this Carlton outfit. Oh, Mansfield showed him the ball and took it away. And the kick is pinpoint. And Hickmott has kicked 2 already. Is well within range to kick his third. Great system by the Blues.
Don't forget you're 2 young ruckmen too. I mean, you know, under pressure, you do the natural thing, you know, not the taught thing.
Hickmott. Oh, goal!
Kiwis, they're at the top of their form, aren't they, Calvin? And some days are diamonds, and I've got a feeling this is one of them for them.
Matty, in your days at Carrara, when you were struggling, you wouldn't have taken too many hidings like this even then, would you?
Certainly not by half-time. We did take a hiding against a certain Geelong side coached by a certain Channel 7 expert commentator.
I was there.
Over 4 quarters, which we try not to talk about, but this is Hickmott, 3rd goal, and this is Carlton's best quarter ever, best second quarter ever against Brisbane. They have just piled it on 9 goals for us, and they've still got time for some more.
Yes.
Scott out of the middle. Here's Ackermanis running onto a free ball, and it went over the back, much to Blighty's delight and much to Jason Ackermanis' delight, because he has kicked a goal for Brisbane.
Well, I need another dozen or so. That was a good goal. Good play out the middle. That's what we're looking for. And what the young fella tried to do in ruck then was actually tried to punch it rather than just tap it. So it actually kind of just upset the momentum of the Carlton blokes in the midfield. And then Jacob Ackermanis is a goal kicker, and that's his goal, isn't it? Running on to loose balls.
Ball back in the middle, and Brisbane have just kicked their second goal for the term. But in the meantime, Carlton have kicked 9. And there's time left for more. 2.5 minutes to go. Noble hands to it, Rice. Back he goes to Camporelli. Flips the ball up to Franchina. Wide to Lappin, who works Lawrence under the ball. O'Reilly. The Lions need to get this out of here. The umpire has let it go a few times today, but this time he blows the whistle and we'll get a ball up. Well, Lepic looks as though he might have had the staples or a stitch. He's been on the bench a while to be patched up.
Interesting move too. Brett Ratton's gone forward just probably for rest. Luke Power's gone with him.
Goes Carlton's way again. Craig Bradley. Kick by Bradley is high. Cooter! Back 4th in line. When you've got a leaping forward like that, Bradley just hoisted it in the air. And what chance did Chris Scott have there?
No, I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't blame the lad for that. He's tried to have a crack at from in front. I don't reckon you do more than that. You just bow sometimes to an opponent.
This for the Blues' 10th goal for the term. And the champs missed it. Well, that is a surprise to everybody.
Just looked at Craig Bradley then. You know, he's really starting to get in the game then. He actually took a punt at that throw-in, or a ball up. He just ran forward. You know, he created a momentum. And I just got this sense of feeling that when you get into this situation, that the Brisbane players are just sitting back a bit. And it never works that way, footy.
Well, flicked out the back to Fletcher, got it to Houghton, got it to Koutafidis. Will he make amends because he's got some space in front of him? He runs to the 50, he just tugs it left, and it's got... Well, who else? Scott Camporelli, right on the line. He wants to play on, he spotted a player, it's going to come back. Andy McKay, but Koutafidis has had a big second quarter. He has now 16 possessions. That's 10 for the quarter. And Camporelli has had 7 and 7. That's not a good kick from him. That won't score. So A bit of a wry grin there from Scotty. He's just had an amazing season.
Good teamwork, wasn't it?
He should have done better, really, Koutafidis. He got inside the 50, just dragged his, planted his left foot, which caused the right foot to drag across the ball. And Brisbane are mucking around with it a little bit. Out towards Malloy. Here's Cooter. Malloy. And here's a man that needs to get hold of it for Brisbane. Voss towards Bradshaw. Over the back. Beaumont with Ackermanis. Numbers for Carlton. Free ball now. They're away. Here they go again, the Blues machine. McKay. Fletcher ran 20 metres hard and just pops it up to O'Reilly. Malloy did well to get in late. Just did enough right in time. Hart's handball was a little bit in hope. White forced towards the boundary. Scott under pressure. Forced to kick it back into the middle. Freeborn to have another go at it for Carlton.
Freeborn in between wing and half forward. To centre half forward he goes with the kick. It works to the back and a juggled mark. Good effort. Lepich just back on the ground. Nearly out of time in this first half. A dominant first half by the Blues. 15-8 to 4-8. Ashcroft to Hart. They'll run out of time to kick a goal. Ashcroft needs to be quick. Down the middle. And the siren beats him just as he was getting himself towards range. And that is half-time in one of the greatest hidings the Lions have taken in a half of football in the last 2 seasons.
Did the person you were destined to be with walk straight past you in the street today?
Love is in the air.
What if you asked them out?
Everywhere I look around.
While Australia is watching the new series Street Mate tonight.
Are you sure you know what you're doing, Frank?
Everything's tied off. I'm safe.
Do you want me to move the car?
Did you know that if your car's insured with Amy, you can get up to 45% discount on our home and contents insurance?
Whoa, here come the Repco Big League Legends. Huge range of Exide Superpower and Motorguard batteries. Prices start from $39.95. Sally's Engine Degrees, a bonus pack, only $2.99. Sagan Compact Phone with Vibra, $29.95 worth of calls and bonus International Super Saver card, only $99. Rain-X for winter, repellent and anti-fog, only $5.95 each. Legendary brands at legendary prices, available at all Repco stores.
Black currants in Ribena contain 4 times the vitamin C of oranges. Ribena.
We've got a huge backyard at the back there. We've got the off-street parking. Did I mention the polished floorboards? Of course, there's also the beautiful open living areas. They've got a wonderful kitchen. Oh, yes, let's not forget the natural gas central heating. Now, the lucky person that purchases this property today, I can assure you, yes, we'll get to the bidding in a moment, sir. What we ask for this property is...
Metro Holden, now twice as good, with 2 locations. They're still at One Port Road next to Coca-Cola, but now with a brand new dealership at Main North Road Prospect. Take a look at the grand opening sale. It's huge. Metro Holden taking the lead.
Running a small business, I didn't know what to do about the GST. Then I got QuickBooks. It's simply easier to use than any other accounting software. Now I'm GST ready, I can get on with growing my business.
QuickBooks from Quicken. Get your business GST ready now from just $199.
It was do or die for Dermot Barrett when it came to grand final. Can you remember what happened next?
The ultimate prize. Capacity Proud.
If you know what happened next to the kid, call us on 1902 555 650 and you could win these great prizes.
A trip for 2 to the UK for the AFL Tour in October with $3,000 spending money, a $5,000 Mitre 10 voucher and an autographed Club 10 jumper.
a killer of the deep,
you're going to die,
is getting a change of image.
I feel great.
Instrumental in saving lives.
I just got better and better.
A group of South Aussies and a story of hope.
Learn about it.
On 7 News, Monday night.
Let's go back to the Gabba for the second half of Brisbane and Carlton. It's 7 minutes into the third quarter, and Carlton's lead's now 49 points.
Ball up, and Porter is beaten in the middle by McDonald, but Ratton, who gets those tough balls, he doesn't mind to